Good morning, Sassy Fam. Welcome to your Sunday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Today's check-in is for yours and theirs. Like always with yours and theirs, take what resonates, leave what does not, and reverse those energies as you see fit. More so with yours and theirs is energy exchange and interchange is real, rapid, and fluid. Having said that, your person that I see on this board today, might include the energies of a significant other, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, ex of 5 years ago. I never know until the cards are on the table, right? But I would also ask you to include or make space for those other perfectly common elements I'm just as like to see, such as work, family, spiritual stuff. Like I said, also perfectly common elements. But, like I said, take it as it resonates. And then in the general sense, these are collective readings, not one-to-one private, so they may not resonate at all. And I know that's frustrating, but also normal. So if that happens, check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Yes, once more, happy birthday, Scorpio. We are in our season. It feels so good. It feels so right. It feels so wonderful, so delicious. Anyway, at least I find it to be that way. Never mind the outfit, darling. You know, I'm part of a couple of writers groups, and I have a meeting with one of them later today. It's one of my more favorite groups. This one's a little bit more on the eccentric side. I fit right in. Anything else? Next week, yes, will be the in-depth rounds 4. I decided to go ahead and go with Celtic Cross. That seemed to be the majority of the answers. And then November, we'll do an in-depth yours and theirs, which I believe was roughly the second favorite. And then December, we'll have a round of the 3-month overview for the in-depth. I was surprised how many people said, oh, do another round of 3-month in-depth. Honey, we have the next 3 months covered. No, the next one's not till December. But I understand. And then people outside of the 3-month tend to favor the in-depth Celtic Cross. Both tend to be fairly large readings. And I know some of you really want me to go back to the sassy land of yesteryears when per sign they would run up to an hour 20, hour 30 a pop. I get it, and I appreciate that so much, you guys. But no. We try to keep those in-depths 40 to 50 minutes. But yeah, so that's the plan. Next week, in-depth Celtic Cross. You guys, that's it. That's all she wrote. Let's jump into it, yeah? I will see you next week for some shorts, and I will see you at your sign today. Take care. Be well. Leo, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? Show me Leo in the person, please. What's up, Leo? Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explain in the intro, reverse entities as you see fit. What's up, Leo? Okay. 6 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles. Lovely. Da-da-da-da. Chill. Everybody gets their turn. Hold on. The Emperor. Ace of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. That's what's up. Good job, the both of you. Okay. 10 of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Yeah. Overview of the Sun. Oh, yeah. Honey, you got this in the bag. Honestly, you've had some amazing check-ins for the past several weeks, months. Eventually, I know the collective might shift. But until then, let's enjoy this. This has been great. You guys are doing amazing, and it continues to show in various ways. 6 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. To be clear, this is not a new soul bond. This is something that we've been investing in. We have a whole world invested in this person. It's very stable, very high functioning. The both of you contribute to that overall jackpot. You guys look great. You look strong. You're a tight unit. Honestly, this is wonderful. You've known this person a long time. So soul bond. Even if you don't believe in soul bonds, you've known them a long time. You have many a memory in there. Many a memory. The sweetness, the nostalgia. It represents your youth in some way because that's how long you've known that person. And you have a unique connection. Unique bond, if you will. The emotional exchange is different. Okay? And it should be. Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. It's like, yeah, that was a good investment. We are amazing. You give them full credit. We are amazing. We are each other's best opportunity. It has that attitude. It has that energy. And I'm loving it. The both of you so healthy, so productive. It might seem like workaday energy to some of you, but it's in one of its highest forms. And the Emperor, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, this person, They're quite well at what they do. Like I said, you both contribute to the overall jackpot. They have that kind of sense of boss energy attached to them. But you're saying it's a we thing, and they know. Like I said, all the goods go to one spot. That is so active. That is so healthy. That is so thriving. The work that you do, respectively, individually, it all goes to the greater good, 10 of Pentacles. So this goes well beyond your personal home, finances. That's already quite tidy, very respectable, very comfortable. It also does the community, your network, your resources, a world of good. You guys contribute to that community, that foundation, very well. And for some time, too. For some time, it's stable as heck. It doesn't seem to be shifting anytime soon, and we don't want it to. We'll keep that just the way it is. The key word here that I'm getting for you both is prosperous. You're both very prosperous. You could be showing me business partnership, but nah. You two are co-creators to a very solid world. So again, congratulations to you both. Okay? No, I know, I could say this business, they showed me boss, but no. You're saying it's the both of us. It's home is in here, yes. Work is in here, yes. Okay. No, the both of you are very prosperous. No slack on either side. 10 of Swords, Queen of Wands, the Knight of Swords. Okay. Overall, I'm taking from that in a very non-specific way. When problems arise, and they always do, they are immediately dealt with. Neither one of you is a big fan of lingering. We don't let problems linger or fester. No. You're on it. The both of you are on it. So yeah, I mean, that 10 of Swords is coming across as non-specific in this context. It's something you're both familiar with. That's just shared. Okay? So whenever there's a threat here, a difficulty, we take action to it immediately. And that's something you both believe in. So while what's established here is slow and steady and it's not shifting, anything that requires action, you address it immediately, which is good. It's a good attitude to have. The Sun, of course, overall, you're very happy. Why wouldn't you be? You're absolutely thriving, the both of you. Gorgeous. Of course you're happy. Some of you are living your happily ever after now as we speak. Wonderful. Yes, wonderful. I'm definitely getting that feeling of teammates here, partners, like true partners. Soul bond aside, true partners. So even if it is involving business, you two have a core relationship behind it. You both make it work. Okay? Perhaps you two went into business together. I don't know. But the co-creator effect is very high for you both. Wonderful. Advice, not that I'm going to dig too deeply on that. You two already seem to heed a kind of code. Whenever there's a problem, deal with it sooner rather than later. Okay? Seven of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Hierophant. How modest of you. And it is modest, and I don't mean that sarcastically. I mean how modest of you. The Hierophant, the High Priestess, beautiful. Goodness me, you two are so tuned to each other. It's not even funny. These are each other's spiritual divine equivalents, the Hierophant and the High Priestess. Okay, again, it's the sort of masculine and feminine forms of spiritual energies and how they interact, how they process what they're feeling and experiencing, what they believe in. Both points of navigation. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. You both feel this is it. Don't fix what ain't broke. So this is Seven of Pentacles classically in its pro form. Let's keep it right here. Like I said, don't fix what ain't broke. And the con form is stagnation. There, again, I think I've made this very clear. There's nothing about your world that speaks to stagnation. You both have it running smooth. Let's keep it right here. Thank you. So while it might seem sometimes that it's functioning at 70%, it's actually at a smooth ride right now. Like I said, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's high functioning. whatever the major kinks are in this path, you've worked through them a long time ago. And if problems come up, you deal with them sooner rather than later. You both believe in this. It's a value. It's one of the things that make you two work well with each other. But yeah, we feel intuitively that this isn't going anywhere. We're committed to this as is. Keep it as is. Thank you. I do my part. They do their part. Yeah. No. Yeah, let's keep that in neutral. We're good. All right. You two have such a strong feeling towards each other. Again, it's just... I mean, you've had years to work together, but more than that, live and love together too. This is a committed way of life, you know? Seven of Swords, Queen of... Again, if there's anything that pops up, if there's any bullshit, if there's any concerns, if there's any nonsense, if there's any fears, we deal with it sooner rather than later. We fix what needs to be fixed. We block what we need to block. Okay? There's stuff that we will go out of our way to attack, address, or fix, or there's stuff that we will say, no, thank you. It's pretty clear. And I think that's what you two emphasize is clarity. Clarity of mind, what we're thinking, what we're feeling, and what the goals are. That seems to come across quite often. Like I said, you two are a solid unit. But the overall idea here is no surprises, and don't leave anything to wait or rot. You know? Okay. All right. Some of you are anticipating a problem soon. You'll deal with it as soon as it arrives. Okay? Like you two have always done. But I believe you, Leo, anticipates a problem soon. You can kind of feel it now, can't you? Seven of Swords, Queen of Swords, Seven of Wands. You'll know what to do when it arrives. It's going to be one of those things you either take action towards or you block, and I think it's going to be one of those things you block. You will not deal with, entertain, or humor. You'll shut it down sooner rather than later. It's just an FYI. That was kind of hitting the back of my mind's eye. Okay. A week. All right. I don't feel like we need this deck. I call these the shoulda, coulda, woulda oracles. Usually for two people who can't get their shit together. That's not really you. It's just... I know it looks like it's business. I'm telling you. You two made a business out of this relationship because it functions like a you-know-what. No. This is an intimate bond. It's just you two thrived because you chose well. You had core values and you met someone who has core values and you said yes to them. They said yes to you and you took those core values and you expanded upon them. That's it. That's what happens when you choose well. You get good results. And I don't just mean it's about the money. I'm saying you are who you are. Okay? They are who they are. And who you two are individually work quite well together. It's almost like you went out of a way to make that point. Goodness me. Yes. I know. You are all up in that community. It's like a whole way of life in here. It's not just one successful coin over the other. You two combined. The work you do affects many. I'm calling it, man. I think you two, and not just co-create, I think that you both are in business together. You both contribute to it. It extends outwards into the community. Okay, there's a lot of activity attached to you both and a heavy sense of responsibility, but you got it in a sweet spot. You both feel it's in a sweet spot, so let's not move it. But it started with your two's relationship, gift. You're either perceived as a gift to your community or your community gifts you often or recognizes you. Okay, gives you acknowledgement, you and your person's contributions to the community. I strongly suspect they see you both as a gift. Yes. But no doubt, I think what they're showing me is that people try to show you thanks often for what you do and what they do. Okay, clearly what you do makes a difference. And it's the path. You two agreed on this path a long time ago. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's a healthy Seven of Pentacles. Okay? All right, 35, 17, 39. Let's wrap her up. You guys are good. You're solid. Just FYI, in the next week or so, no more than 2 weeks, there'll be one of those problems that you can either address or block it. I know what your inclination is, but it's up to you. Okay, we have letters X, L, S. We have the medallion of Sagittarius, Pisces, and Taurus. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to other seasons. Might be important to you. Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, what's up? Show me Sagittarius and their person, please. What is going on for Saggy? What's up? Let me tell you, honey, we'll be in your season before you know it. I'm already seeing lots of references to your season. Temperance all over the place. And what is it? It's less than 4 weeks from now. Time is fleeting. Oh, yes. All right. What's going on? Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, just like explaining the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. You got it. The lovers, you and everybody, in various degrees of pure joy. It's happening to... I have never felt so low in my life. So let us see what we shall see. All right. The lovers. 3 of Wands. 3 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands. We'll take that. Well, you got the bonus ride today. 7 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Ace of Wands. Knight of Swords, the Moon, Queen of Pentacles. Okay. I'm trying to figure out, I just had a faith restored moment, but in terms of capacity, where I'm at in that feeling of faith restored, 20%. 20%. Okay. Overview. I understand that. I understand. 4 of Cups. I understand you're upset. I understand you're disappointed. Strong connection. 3 of Wands, 2 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles. Let's rip this band-aid off. You feel compelled to wait. 3 of Pentacles. Clearly this is not a friend. I don't think you're calling them a friend. I think you're showing me the constructive work effort. For those of you who are tempted to call this connection a friend, no. It's either a lover or it's not. Don't set it up for failure. That's my only lecture about the 3 of Pentacles anywhere near the lovers. Don't set it up for failure, please. Okay? Don't call it a friend when it's not a friend. Once you put that label on there, it's very hard to take it off. We don't want this person to be a friend. But let's go back to the original interpretation. 3 of Wands, 2 of Wands. Waiting. For some sort of effort of constructive cooperation. Any sort of effort, really. Signs of life that we can build into this. Try to get on the same page. Try to reevaluate our interests and see if we have common goals that are worth building on. 3 of Pentacles. It's a lot of waiting. You've got to know if that's worth waiting for. I saw this and I said, maybe you should stop. Again, waiting is a deeply personal choice. I just want people to own it because it is a choice. At the time, it feels like it's a brilliant thing. I have all this love and hope. It's not even a choice. I simply must. And that's how, more often than not, people get trapped into waiting. We do it to ourselves. Hope is one of the most beautiful qualities to the human existence and also the most damning for that reason. So if you wait, you need to know that you have something or someone worth waiting for. Otherwise, you eat at your hope, the good one. It eats away. So just be aware of that. 7 of Swords, 8 of Swords, Ace of Wands, I would say, maybe not. Maybe not. There's so much self-doubt that riddles this person. I don't think they believe in themselves. They talk themselves out of what they want and what they're thinking constantly. They can't have one dedicated thought. And stick to it. And I mean really stick to it. As soon as they think they know what they're thinking, they talk themselves out of it again. I will go forward. I won't go forward. I can't see this. Maybe I can. I should do this today, but maybe I'll put it off for tomorrow. And then tomorrow arrives. Maybe I can do this next week. I said I would do this. I know I would, but gosh darn it. This, that, and the other happened. And there you go. Time got away from me. It's so non-committal. In the thinking, mind you. And then Ace of Wands. Yeah. Here's why they still have that kind of non-committal mental energy towards you, is because sometimes they can step outside of that and they authentically feel in your direction. It can be bold and bright and blazing and passionate towards you, yes. For a second there, they work themselves up and believe that they can come forward, and then they don't. Yeah, they suffer from hope too. Hope to do something. Hope to speak up. Hope to take action. Again, sword, thought, communication, action. Okay. Hope that one day they'll say what's on their mind. Hope that they can come forward. So they suffer from hope too. Yours is for the strong connection, and maybe we can actually do something, work something out. Them, it's like hope that one day I can come forward in any sort of way that's declarative. There's so much self-doubt there. I feel like they don't know their mind very well. Or they suffer from believing in themselves, which again speaks back to someone who doesn't know their mind very well. Knight of Swords, the Moon, Queen of Pentacles. Here's why I went to 20% faith restored. And I grant you that's not a lot. I don't like the odds either, honey. But I see what's here, not what isn't. There's that action, or rather the potential of it. So again, sword, communication, action. The avoidance of it, okay? Getting in tune with our mind and our action. Action follows the mind, or it's supposed to. Here it is. Mind in the action. Under the moon. Queen of Pentacles. Something is developing behind the moon. I believe it's them, and you don't know. But it could be the other way around. Something is building in the form of, I gotta do something. One person cannot see it. Okay? I believe it's them because they can't see what they're doing yet. Or even when they get close to it, they talk themselves out of it. So they're just as subject to that moon as you are. You already told me what you're waiting for. A little bit of constructive effort. That's what you're holding out hope for. Because you do believe in the strength of the connection. You got that piece. You're not rejecting that piece. You never did. You get it. You're not asking for friendship. You're asking for a little bit of cooperation, effort that maybe we can build. And I can see why you're asking for 3 of Pentacles. It seems like it's hard to ask this person for anything that they can stand behind. Or that they'll stand there tall. So yeah, there's a moon. You're both subject to it. I don't think they know what they're doing yet. And I think you have no reason to see it. And Queen of Pentacles. You're the one who concerned yourself with the matter of practicality. Will you try? So yes. Thing is, honey, by the time it arrives, are you going to want them to try? How long have you been waiting? That's what I'm saying, 20% faith restored. It might be by the time you arrive, you don't want them to try anymore. I honestly don't know. And mind you, this is why I tell people you got to choose to wait. They didn't make you. You chose to. By the time it arrives, you may not want it. If it crosses your sense of self-worth, how much time you spent waiting, you might not want it. So keep that in mind. Are they worth waiting for? And whatever the hell that effort looks like. Okay. Here it is. I know. You want them to win. Dang it. The Lover's connection, the 6 of Wands. You want them to win. You want you both to win. It's not that you want things. That's not why you're waiting for them to come to you. I hate when people say that because I'm like, then you don't deserve it. Who said they're supposed to come to you? There's ego in there. No. You want you both to win. That means you acknowledge in some way you get that they want this, even if they don't fully understand it. Okay. But also, it's not our place to presume. So what did you do? You decided to wait. Okay. All right. Let's get some advice on this one. Let's get some advice. There's that freaking Four of Cups again. I understand. The Empress. See, it's you. You're subject to the moon. Yeah, you don't know. This is their action to take. If they ever take it, I see where they talk themselves out of things. Please embrace your choice to wait. Because it's you that has to answer that later if they never come through. They don't make you do nothing. They can't even get out of their own head about to talk to you. So that's you. They're not making you do nothing. So I understand you're miserable and upset and that you've had to wait this long. So you got to ask yourself, are you willing to wait any more for the unknown? Because you can kind of feel it, but you can't figure it out, right? You can't pinpoint it because it's not your action to take. You don't have to. Again, with the Empress here, we have that sense of empowerment, tying it back to that sense of self-worth. Is it worth your while? Okay. Nine of Pentacles, freedom, independence, individuation, the Hanged Man, the Five of Cups. Yeah, that's something you need to give more thought to. Nine of Pentacles, that sense of self-worth. I know I can stand on my own 2 feet. However, the Hanged Man, Five of Cups, am I giving too much thought or hesitation over the past? Is it done? Maybe it really is done and of the past, and maybe it should stay there. Because who knows if they'll ever get it together long enough to talk to me. And even then, it was a Knight of Swords, honey. It wasn't emotion. It wasn't even that grand passion that sometimes makes them think they can approach you. So again, you got to ask yourself, of my own free will and independence, am I living too much to the past? Am I giving too much credit to the past? To make up for past mistakes. Well, you can't make up for theirs. You can only hold yourself accountable for yours. Learn from them, and then they won't be mistakes. That's up to you. There was the proof of choice, not the absence of it. And even then, I didn't see anything solid. They went out of their way to make sure another card escaped my hand to indicate waiting. So they're bouncing it back on you. Is this worth waiting for? Because even if they show up, who's to say they won't back out again as soon as they do? That's why I said 20% faith restored. I get the appeal of these strong connections, honey. I get it. But is it worth your time? If it takes that much for this person just to say hello. How much longer is it going to take to actually have something with them that is closer to friendship or intimacy or fucking? I mean, honestly. Anyway. I wish them well. I do. But I also wish the same for you. Okay? Sorrow, loss, grief, depression. I know. I see you thinking about that of the past. So, are you being romanticized of the past and not seeing them for who they really are or what their experience has actually been with you? Okay? Trying to make up for the past? Once more, you can't do that. All you can do is learn from it. One day. See, that's a problem. I got you living for that one day energy. Be careful with that. I think we're romanticizing a little bit of the past because even if they show up, that's a shaky-ass night. That can take off again as soon as it shows up. So I hope that you're not romanticizing the past and making their coming back around, which you can kind of sense, anything more than it is or what it would be. How you experienced in the past is most likely how you experience it again unless they've done some healing. I'm not saying evidence of that. I'm saying they have to get themselves worked up just to send a hello message. I'm not trying to pick on you, honey. I just, because you're Sagittarius, I know you can appreciate this reality check. It's what you would do for others, and that's why I'm here to help you. I'm going to help you the way that you would help others. Okay? You think you just go around shooting arrows that represent Cupid love? No. 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 You do a little bit more than that. It's simplicity. You're making things harder than they need to be. That could apply to the both of you. I see that for their part. Block. Simplicity. You don't need to wait. You might be overthinking or overindulging in the past, making them bigger in your mind than perhaps you should be giving them credit for. Okay? It might have that one that got away vibe, and then we really tend to blow that person up like a giant movie poster. But in reality, even if they came back around tomorrow, unless there's healing there, it will be that same person who couldn't commit their thoughts or directions or actions in the past either. Okay? I believe people can change. But not when we're that much in denial. No. Okay, 2Gs. Yes, 2Gs, VSMU. We also have the medallion of Cancer. You might have some very strong Cancer in your chart. Could be connected to it. This season might be important to you. Saggy, honey, I do hope this helped you. I see your potential, and I just want you to think really carefully about enslaving your potential to someone who got away and perhaps they were supposed to. I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Aries and their person, please. What's up? Show me Aries. Let's do one more. Show me Aries, please. There we go. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explained in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. Show me Aries. Okay. The Fool, King of Cups, the Ten of Wands. Okay. That's all right. King of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. Strength, the Empress, Six of Pentacles. Okay. Overview, the Four of Cups. I see that you've been hurt. I see that you've been disappointed. Them too. Okay. It's here. It's hurt on both sides. Just looking at this, I would wager you both have some really interesting areas in your chart. It just feels that way. Okay. It just feels that way. But all the more reason reverse energies as you see fit, and there might be times where it overlaps and you can't tell. It's really coming across like that. Anyway, Four Cups is in the overview. You've been hurt and disappointed in as much as they have. You both have. The Fool, King of Cups, Ten of Wands. Okay. That's fair. That's honest. That's an honest admission. You're like, look, the Fool, King of Cups, Ten of Wands. Don't get me wrong. This isn't easy for you. It really isn't. You've been hurt. They've been hurt. So far, you're even Stevens on that category. Okay? You're saying this, you're like, let's be clear. This is not easy for me. And it's not. The Fool, King of Cups. Okay. Maybe I could open my heart back up in that direction. Maybe. Maybe you could. It's up to you. I'm not telling you what to do. This is either you or it's not you. That's it. Don't compromise yourself. The tarot lady is not trying to tell you what to do. This is either fitting to you or it isn't. But technically speaking, the collective energy speaks to me. Okay? I don't tell you what's going on with you. You tell me what's up with you. But yeah, there's a lot of love that remains here. And the Fool. I know what that's like, by the way. Damn this heart. I'm being the Fool again. I just know it. I know it. You know, and you can feel that in your heart. And there's that heaviness with the Ten of Wands. Like, why am I doing this? Why? It's so damn heavy. Why am I doing this again? Why am I being a fool for this again? Why do I feel like I could open my heart towards this again? Am I an asshole? No, and I know what it feels like. I know you're laughing, and you should, because that's exactly what it feels like, but from the point of view of the heart. Am I an asshole? It's like, why would I do this again? Why would I open up my heart back to them again? What is wrong with me? But that's the fool here. So your heart's not, it's tired, it's exhausted even, but it's not completely down and out. Okay, so while you are tired, I'm sure you've opened your heart towards this person before. You know, like I said, you're hurt, you're exhausted, but you're not completely down for the count. Your heart's still hanging in there. King of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Five of Cups. Yeah, this one's hurting too, specifically by the past. Regrets, a lot of regrets, remorse there. So the way that you've been hurt and upset, they associate it with the past. It could be anything from, I wish I had made different choices, to I feel the loss of this now, and I've been feeling the loss of it. And it hurts. It hurts. It weighs down their heart in their own way. You know, King of Wands, though, Page of Pentacles, they kind of have that brave face on the outside, a little bit. But you understand that. You might have a lot of water in your chart, but you're still a fire sign. So, strength, like I said, I know you both have that inner will, that inner dynamic. So even though that's Leo's power card, and I'm not saying there isn't a Leo influence here, you both know what it's like to kind of lead by fire. Be adamant, possibly demanding, charismatic and attractive by fire. You're both blessed with it. Okay? Strength, Empress, Six of Pentacles. If you two decide to balance or try to balance, understand it's from the point of view of empowerment of the self. So if you find it to not be empowering, then don't do it. And then, on the other hand, if you do find it to be empowering, it's a good thing, then do so. The same is true for them. You both share this, and you both have strength at your disposal for that reason. So once more, strength works both ways. Push away, pull towards, equal amount of force. Okay? So if you're choosing this, and they're choosing this, it's understood by both people, or at least it should be. The bigger parts of you know that you want to do this because it works for you both in some way. That's it. What happens after that, I don't know. Right now I'm seeing the mechanics of it, not necessarily kiss and make up. Okay? Is that there? The potential for kiss and make up? Is that there? Yeah, absolutely. You have a particular emotional presence, so do they. Okay? But you both have that sense of strength of will, and if I do something, I understand it's because it's good for me or worth my time. Okay? All right, let's get some advice, please. Other than that, it's really straightforward. It is. Let's get some advice, please. But you do have a bold heart, and I know there's sometimes when you curse it, and you're like, why do I feel so much? I hate it. But it seems to be part of who you are. At least it's part of who you are in connection to this person, you know? All right. Two of Swords, indecision. I understand. Seven of Wands, Queen of Cups. See, you know, when it comes to this person, I think many of you are very deep feelers. Okay? And while you still feel deeply for this person, they also make you feel vulnerable. The need to defend yourself. Two of Swords, Seven of Wands. Yeah, in other words, they've hurt your heart before. Broken it, hurt it, disappointed you. So while there's a part of you that is empathetic and wants to respond to them, the other part is rightfully cautious. Okay? If I felt deeply for you once, a couple times, and you've hurt me a couple times, it stands to reason I'm going to have a couple of walls when it comes to you, doesn't it? So if I am the fool and I open up towards you again and you hurt me again, right? So there's that caution. So that's what I'm saying. If you choose to connect and try to balance with them, it needs to be worth your while. Know that and embrace it or reject it. Okay? Yeah, because if your heart can hurt once or a couple times, I don't know how many times you were the fool for this person. You got to know that in reality, it's worth it to you. And try to take your emotions out of it. I know, coming from me, that probably sounds really weird. But the fact that your heart's been affected so much by this person and that you fear the vulnerability, because you know they could do it again. History. But also do keep in mind, they have pain too. So you two have reason to be guarded and fear each other. Death, Temperance, Queen of Pentacles. Somebody here, at least one person here, has done a hell of a job processing that ending. Whoever that is, you or them. Good for you or them. Somebody here's done a real job of... oh, someone's trying to communicate. Death, Temperance, Queen of Pentacles. Someone's done a heck of a job at the ending. The last one. You know which one. The last one. Temperance, healing from it, learning from it. Queen of Pentacles, it's made them more empowered, more enriched. More in touch with the self-worth, and ideally that should happen. But yes, Three of Cups is underlying. It's potential. Okay? Well, obviously all the water here. Death, Scorpio would be the first season. High Priestess, you have a feeling. Regardless, one of you is highly intuitive. We could feel this in our own way. Okay? It's coming through. It's time, matter of time, commitment. Twin flame. Okay, let's be careful with the twin flame thing, eh? I think believing in that causes more harm than good. I default to soul bonds, for which we can have many. We're not designated to just one soulmate. Sorry, I know, I'm the big bummer in tarot. I just got to call bullshit when I see it. When I see twin flames, I automatically think of a very exaggerated runner-chaser dynamic. Okay. But soul bonds, okay, we'll take that. Because, yes, marrying, possibly. It was a matter of time, commitment. Somebody here could not commit to the connection, to their feelings, okay, to the mistakes of the past that were made. Any of those things, all of those things. But it's played out over time. It played out the way it did. I do see somebody taking ownership. That means somebody here learned. Okay. But yeah, it was a matter of time and commitment to the issue, to the constructive issue. And there's no point in reapproaching this unless one or both people have learned something. So again, it has to be worth our time. Okay. But yeah, I can see where it's a deep bond and you both have, no doubt, mutual points of view and then also completely different points of view. Reflections. Okay. You can see the best and worst in each other. All right. No drama. Why can't we just have fun? I was telling that to somebody else. People who say they don't want drama tend to cause the most of it. That's my experience. I don't want any drama. Let's just have fun. And just wanting to have fun is what inevitably causes the goddamn drama. Let go. I give up. Somebody said that the last time. I give up. The things you said to me, the trust is broken. Yeah. Yeah, I give up at some point, somebody said. And that's clearly, at least for one person, having taken the time to learn from that ending, I think we finally understand why the other person let go and they couldn't be available to take any more chances on the other person. I just can't trust you anymore. I got to let you go. Someone gets that now, and that's good. That means we learned. There might actually be a point then to trying to balance things. And that's all I want for people. Okay. V-I-N. We have the lotus flower, sign of Scorpio once more. And then the lotus flower for some of you just represents the beautiful unfolding of something that on initial presentation just looks like pure chaos, which is what nature is. We don't understand it until it unfolds. Okay? And then we see how things are laid out, the way they're supposed to be laid out. Okay. Poverty, 37. Emotionally impoverished. Harshness. Someone felt small. It's interesting, that's a contradiction. Here we have the smallness, but the big officiousness. Somebody felt very small on the inside, perhaps big on the outside. Someone of rank, importance, honor, name, reputation. Small and helpless on the inside. Someone who has power, but when it came to this connection, was powerless. Or felt impoverished, or had they nothing to give, despite the outward appearance. Okay, the harshness of the whip. Has someone's been beating themselves up? Maybe. Okay. Aries, honey. Oh, and that is 372211. I do hope this helps you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Aquarius in their person, please. What's going on? Show me Aquarius. Yeah. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, which I explain in the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. Show me Aquarius. Nine of Pentacles, Page of Swords, the Empress. Who's checking who out? Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords, and Strength again. Who's doing what? Wow. I got two people here on your downline. Two forms of action on their downline. Okay. Six of Wands. And two. Oh, you both want this at the same... Oh, that's great. No, that never happens. Let me tell you something. This never happens. Yeah, no, there's an equal division of energies on both sides downline, and then even the shared is equal. I mean, that's wild, you guys. I don't know what you know about tarot, but that's absolutely wild. Particularly that the Magician is there, because that's kind of like icing on the cake from my point of view. But let's begin from the beginning. Eight of Swords is in your overview. Sense of blindness here. I don't know what's going on. I'm confused. Okay. I can kind of see that over here at the Page of Swords. I have two people more or less asking what's going on. I'm confused. I'd like to learn more. Somebody here is keeping an eye on the other. That's either you towards them or they towards you. I have a Nine of Pentacles and the Empress. So to some extent, you're both showing me capability. Okay? You're both showing me empowerment. You're both showing me ability. Okay? Two free wills here in their own respective states of independence. Okay. But somebody here, Page of Swords, little guy, the only page associated with helplessness or doing nothing because they're not equipped to. So they get defaulted to looking, observation, spying. Sometimes it's obsessive, sometimes it's just a little eye. And right now it's a little eye. Eight of Swords, confusion. It makes me think then, you're just not saying this. I don't think it's you. I don't, it's not that it couldn't be, it could still be you. It's just, you're showing me, I don't see this. I don't see any of this. So at least one person here is observing the other. So they have a very strong idea then who you are. Okay. And then we jump over there, Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords, and Strength. It's taking two people to meet in the middle. I mean, this is the literal definition. It's like two people to meet in the middle. It does take two. And I have two people here who at some point you become aware. And I see you agreeing to meet them. I'm not saying you have to, but I'm saying it's here. You agree to meet them in the middle. It's your choice. And, you know, the context is pretty clear. Six of Wands, Six of Cups, the Magician. You both want this. So to be clear with the Magician, because this confuses people, I want them. Why aren't they showing up? Because that's not how manifestation works. It's a signal. Okay? And who catches the signal is someone who's also open to the experience or the energy or the signal, because they themselves are manifesting to some extent, known or not known, consciously or unconsciously. Okay? And that's why I always tell people, if you're going to manifest, you need to know. You got to know. A lot of people are in denial about it, or they're not comfortable with it, or they don't really believe in it. And then it happens. And then we end up rejecting our manifestation because we were kind of in denial about it. So we got to know. Because sometimes you really don't know who's going to show up at your front door. And I don't mean that literally here. I don't think that's the case. But you got to know. You were both manifesting a sense of home, familiarity, soul bond. Okay. Someone who is going to show up and take action when it was time to show up and take action. Someone who's like you. That means they were manifesting something similar. Someone like me. Okay. Someone who can think, act, and speak for themselves. Yeah, so definitely the definition of the two people meeting in the middle. This is wild. This is good stuff, man. I love this. Now, here's the thing. I am seeing soul bond. Is this a soul bond that's yet to be established? Could be. Is it someone whom you're familiar with and they show up in that way? Could be as well. I honestly don't know. I just know that you two caught the wavelength. And you're both, I believe it's you responding, literally meeting halfway. This is good stuff. This is wild. It really is a mixture of you two. So just to be clear once more, this is supposed to be your downline, theirs, and shared. It was two from the beginning. Two. So when I say you were both manifesting and you're both connecting and finding each other, meeting in the halfway, yeah. Goodness me. Goodness me. I can tell you that it feels good. That's just, it's so agreeable. I mean, honestly. Somebody opened up and prompted it. The other person meets them halfway. It's wild. You both want success. By the time you're aware of what this is, you both want success. This is great. It's pretty wild, though. This is wild, Aquarius. Wow. No, I don't think you know. Not yet, anyway. Kind of moves along, doesn't it? That means from your point of view, someone's kind of keeping an eye on you right now. You're none the wiser until you are. And then you connect. Interesting. But you were manifesting in your own way. They were manifesting in their way. And it's looking like your two ways match up. Okay. Oh. Okay. Three of Swords. Fear of rejection. Okay. Five of Pentacles, abandonment, fears of abandonment, Chariot, nevertheless proceeding. So it looks like somebody here had quite a while to look at you, check you out, hanging back quite a bit. And that's interesting because we can have success in and of our own right as people. But there's no guarantee that we can necessarily translate that confidence when we're trying to connect to someone else. Someone here inherently fears rejection because they've been through abandonment before. It sucks. The Chariot, nevertheless, going to proceed. But that would also explain why they've had time to reflect on you. Okay? Moving themselves in a position of readiness. Yeah, there's always that fear in a lot of people. You've been through rejection a couple of times and abandonment. It can be enough to delay somebody, and that's fine, because I don't want people to do anything or move forward until they know it's darn well right for them, or we'll end up screwing it up anyway. You really want people to make conclusions for themselves, and the same is true for you. You didn't have to respond, but you did. The thing is that you know it. Once you understood what this was, you knew it, and you made choices from there. And that's all I want for people. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. There's that critical period of examination, but at a distance, or keeping a distance. Yeah. Until there was enough confidence there or information to proceed. You understand that. I'm trying to pop out. Ten of Pentacles. It's a known environment. So while they might have kept a distance from you, it was, for some of you, still within the same environment. City, town, in each other's approximation. Okay. Ace of Wands and Ten of Pentacles. And yeah, see, there was lots of time for perspective. Oh, yeah, yeah. There it is, that Ten of Pentacles that was trying to fly out of my hand. The Hanged Man, the Ace of Wands. Yeah, there was a lot of time to gain perspective within the context of your two's shared environment. So again, same city, town, something like that. You're both familiar with the terrain, yeah? You have a way of life, they have a way of life. And in some way, in some context, they know you. That would also explain that hint of the Six of Cups I hear here. They're here. I heard they're here. Okay. And they're here. Well, that's a little weird, honey. If you're watching this right now and you hear a knock on your door, there's a phone ringing, and they're here. Okay. But if that's you, you let me know. Honey, sometimes my readings weird me out. Yeah, you think you've seen it all and heard it. You haven't. You just really haven't. I've been doing this for years, and feel like the thing you said was going to happen was happening while I was watching your reading. That's happened a couple of times, And I like it when people share. So if that was you, they're here. They will be soon enough. They're on their way. Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely. Yeah, so there was a state of suspension while they gathered the intel, the info, and they were overcoming their own issues about moving forward because of their own past experiences. The fear of being rejection is quite high for this person, but they went through it, or they worked through it. But Ace of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, the Hanged Man. So there's been plenty of time to see you in that context of the Ten of Pentacles, get a feel for what you're about. And the confidence literally grew with the Ace of Wands. So that's good. Confidence for this person then is going to be a key feature. So who is who? Nine of Pentacles, the Empress? I don't know. I can see that you're both developed in and attached to a certain sense of personhood, who you are as people. You're quite capable. Okay, you're both well thought of. But yeah, this is a little different. This is somebody approaching you, and yeah, they're a little scared. So they hung back, took their time, and confidence rose. And it's justified too. To be clear, I see you meeting them halfway, but you chose to. You agreed to it. It suits you both quite well. Okay? All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Going back to it, I got distracted by their ear. I'm so sorry. Like, wait a minute. I did not finish the thought. Dang it, those impressions, they can get completely intercept my thought when I get impressions like that. They're here. Going back to it, it would explain that hint of the Six of Cups I've seen for you. If you two are familiar with each other to some extent in your shared environment, that might provoke that sense of familiarity. Okay, even if you've never been intimate before with them or ever exchanged with them emotionally. There is going to foster that sense of familiarity. Okay? I know you both work hard. 38 and 29. I know, that's clear. I told you, the both of you are persons of respect and responsibility. Okay. And I see that with you, toil and labor, and it's true for them too. Some of you are the romantic female, the one in want of a partner, but that you have no problem supporting yourself. You work hard just as much as anybody, 38 and 29. However, there's a part of you that is, yes, that's very romantically inclined, and that would be your portion of the manifestation. Okay? Yeah, wanting your equal, wanting a partner. Open. Oh, yeah, well, it's coming, isn't it? The lover's there. No, that's wonderful. Oh, gosh, you two are swimming around each other's same pool. One of you, well, you don't know for now, but goodness me. Oh, my goodness. We don't need that. That's the shoulda, coulda, woulda stuff. You don't need that. This is yet to come through. I already saw why they hung back, for fear of rejection. Abandonment, it may not take off, it may not go anywhere. Again, normal fears, normal apprehension, just normal. Okay? So no, we don't need the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Very popular oracle decks when we look at two energies. All right, Q, Y, and then we have your medallion and that of Capricorn. So you have some very strong Capricorn in your chart. Could be connecting to it. The season might be important to you. Some of you might be double, triple, quad Aquarius. Some of you might be connecting to fellow Aquarius. And then Capricorn season, which is upcoming. And then yours is immediately after Capricorn's. Might be the time frame I'm looking at. And when you think about it, Capricorn season is what? It's a stone's throw away from where we are. So we're talking a couple months. But even still, something to think about could be that you're connecting to Capricorn. In terms of time frame, I didn't see that too much. I have to tell you, it's still, as far as I can tell, in the hangback phase. But when two people connect, they connect, and it's beautiful. There's like instant soul recognition here. That's great. But yeah, okay. Aquarius, honey, I hope this helped you. Yeah, put it in the comments. I mean, this was remarkably straightforward. Honestly, it's stuff like this that does me proud in tarot. It's like, wow, look how simple and wonderful that was, you know? But from that person's point of view who's watching you and approaches you, it wasn't so simple. They're going through a whole thing. What I like, though, is that when you connect to it, you didn't hesitate. You're like, oh, yeah, absolutely. So that tells me then that you kind of have an idea of who they are. Like I said, you two are floating around the same fishbowl. You must think well of them. Because you didn't hesitate. Perhaps you didn't know that they had that stuff that they were dealing with. Again, I have to insist it's normal. Rejection. Based on issues with abandonment that we've all been through. Realistically, as human beings, yes, we've all been through it. But yeah, you didn't hesitate, so you must think well of that person. To some extent, yeah. Okay. Anyway. And then as soon as you connect, I tell you, you guys feel like old souls already. Anyway, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Gemini and their person, please. Show me Gemini. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but it's explain the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. The World. Nine of Swords. Temperance. Wow. Good job. It's no easy thing to push back on that Nine of Swords, you know. The Lovers. Three of Wands. Ten of Swords. Lovers here, your power card. Could be connecting to fellow Gemini. They're reflecting on you, possibly. The Lovers dynamic being what it is complex. Okay? But yeah, let me emphasize reversal. As you see fit, as it fits the situation, description, scenario, or feeling. Okay? Five of Pentacles. Eight of Swords. Goodness me. 8, 9, 10. The Tower. Yeah. Yeah. Six of Pentacles. Keeping your balances, good. Minding your everyday activities, stuff that's important, your principles, your priorities, good. Keeping your head down, focusing on work or just the stuff, frankly, that needs to get done. Balances in the Six of Pentacles context is a very generic cover term in tarot for anything that we do. Because we said we would do it, we get something from it. So, therefore, we show up to give to it, get back from it, so on and so forth. Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. We got a lot of them. Most people do. Okay. Cool. We're on top of that. The World, Nine of Swords, Temperance. Gosh, wow. Mental, clean slate there. There's something here we used to worry about intensely. Like intensely. And you have found peace over that subject. You're not the first person to show me such concentrated peace. And that's because you enacted temperance properly. I need patience with myself. So much patience. I need patience. I need healing. And I need to take it easy. I need to be forgiving on myself. But also, yes, look at the things that are uncomfortable. Not try to judge myself, just learn as I go. Okay? And it allowed you to close out a cycle here of something that's on your mind and caused you a great deal of frustration and anxiety. A lot of dark nights. You can close that out comfortably. Okay. You have peace over that subject. Like I said, it's like you gave yourself a mental clean slate. And your spirit's in there too. But what the world here suggests, I don't have to worry about this anymore. I don't have to worry about it anymore. I release it. I let it go. I work through it. I did what I was supposed to do. I can let it go. It's not a challenge. People here let it go and they think it's like a banner call to arms. It's not. Let it go as a process. And you were an active participant in your process, so good for you. I love that. I can let this go. I'm at peace with it. Very nice. The Lovers, 3 of Wands, 10 of Swords. So, whomever this is, they still feel the connection. Yes. They acknowledge it. Okay. 3 of Wands, 10 of Swords. They cast a painful gaze upon you to this day. Now, I'm not necessarily saying they're watching you. I'm just saying their spirit points to you. Their emotion points to you. So this person has not been as successful as you have. Okay? There's a similar reading to this. I know there is. One person has done the work well for themselves. It's not a competition. It's for the self. The other person hasn't. It was Scorpio. It was definitely Scorpio. So if you were connecting to Scorpio, you got some really prominent Scorpio in your chart, or the season is significant to you, perhaps check theirs out. Just like you, they had done the work. They were at peace with it. And I see someone else with a heightened sense of remaining conflict. So here we have somebody, I understand what that connection is. I'm looking at it, and it still causes me pain. I still desire it. I'm still longing for it. I'm still waiting for it to resolve its conflict with me. So, energy like that always makes me nervous. It's not just energy, but people, that kind of mentality makes me nervous. I can't move on until this person confirms that I can. And it flies in the face of the self. Again, everything begins with the self. You were able to heal on your own, and this person looks to you to bring that over there and heal with them. And it's like, no, I cannot move on, I cannot let go, and I cannot heal until Gemini or somebody gives me permission to do so. No. That's not how this works. Everything begins with the self. If 2 people heal later, after they've worked on themselves first, fantastic. That healing can often line up. And people can get reacquainted on their new terms as a person. This one still has work to do in and of their own right. It's still a little bit of the, I'm waiting on permission to heal. I need confirmation. I need closure. That's such a dangerous word. If you can get closure, great. But more often than not, I find most people aren't interested in giving the other person closure. If those 2 are, great, fantastic. But everything begins with the self. Healing equals closure. You give yourself permission to close wounds. Excuse me, I have a lisp. Sometimes my tongue just locks and words slide. But yeah, you give yourself permission. So I understand that they strongly associate you with pain, longing, and desire. If you didn't allow yourself excuses, they shouldn't or couldn't either, but tell that to the person living it. Okay. 5 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, the Tower. To this day, someone remains in denial, and that's unfortunate, about what happened. So again, hence adding to this confusion and unnecessary pain of waiting. It is unnecessary pain of waiting. Remain in denial about it. I don't understand why it broke. Yes, you do. No, I don't. You were there. You know why it broke. That doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. Just the Tower, we don't want to look at it. Okay? Whereas from your point of view, you experience the Tower as, oh, this is what's going on. This isn't real, or it's not being invested in, or somebody here remains blind to what the hell's going on, why there's constant breakage between us, why there's constant abandonment. But hey, like I say, when you're in Denialsville, you don't have a postcode. If someone doesn't want to see the truth, there's nothing you could say that will make them do it. Ever. They don't want to see what's going on. They don't want to accept the truth. They don't want to accept the hard facts or what somebody else has been through. And that could have been you. This, do you see what's been on my mind? What's been worrying me? No, that's not a problem at all. No, that's not what I experienced. That's not what, I'm not talking about what you experienced. I'm telling you what I experienced. And you're not validating. In fact, you're invalidating my fears, thoughts, worries, or concerns. Not once have you given me a reflection that says you hear me or that you understand what the issue is. You invalidate someone's experiences enough, eventually you've got to let it go, cycle it out, or cut it off because it will remain as such. And now they're invalidating their own experience because you're not there. So, again, the more you know. I wish that person will. I hope one day they get hit with the truth like you did. Because they were there, but then they act like they weren't. I don't know what the problem was. Yes, you do. I have no idea why they left. Yes, you do. I have no idea why they stopped talking to me. Yes, you do. Anything I went through, you acted like it wasn't an issue or a problem. And I wasn't a real person to you. Okay? Okay. Because that's too much. That's the definition of too much right there. Okay? Five of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, Tower. That's the definition of too much and not saying anything. So, in terms of you cycling this out and being at peace with it, yes. Not as any sort of vindictive strategy towards this person, but because it's what you needed to do for you. Again, everything begins with the self, including the acknowledgement of when and where and how we need to close out cycles. Okay? Because you can't compete with blindness. You just can't. Willful blindness, too. That was quite stubborn. You just can't. Knight of Wands. King of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Good. I love this for you. A little bit deeper on who you are. You have a little bit more than balances there. They're just showing me that overall you have a tendency to be an open-hearted person there. King of Cups. And you're naturally alive, vivacious. Everything you do with a certain... particularly when it concerns your work. You're quite the busybody, but again, the emphasis here is that you love what you do. Otherwise, you won't do it. If you don't have a feeling for it, you won't do it. I love your passion. This is kind of like me every day. Your passion for what it is that you do. You're awesome at it. Full heart too. King of Cups. You're also saying, P.S. on that person, that when I love something or someone, I try to work through it. So that tells me then by default that whatever this is with this person, you can honestly say you put your heart on the line and tried to work on this with them, but it takes two. Okay? This isn't something you just gave up. From their point of view, probably. Gemini gave up. Gemini stopped talking to me. Gemini stopped trying. At some point you did. You put your love in their direction, you put your passion in their direction, and you honestly tried to work through it. But then it was probably very convenient to not see that either. Page of Wands. Page of... that Ace of Swords. That blindness, that procrastination, that willful not wanting to pay attention is really strong here. This is what you were willing to do. When I put my heart and passion into something, I show the fuck up. This is what you received. There's nothing to work on. I can't see that as being a problem. Tell me again why you left. I let you love me. I let you produce all this work. I let you produce all this passion. Why are you leaving? What's the problem? Tell me again what this so-called stress on your mind is. I don't get it. Tell me again why Gemini's making you wait there in pain and you don't know why. Tell me again. Which again, you're not. You had to get on with your life. Full stop. Again, it's very painful to know the one that you are putting all the emotional goods into this and the realistic, this is what I can do energy. And someone is like, I can't see all that, though. Is that really necessary? Is it really necessary to show up with an authentic heart and a can-do attitude? I don't think that's necessary. Is it? But even if it is, I'm sure I'm returning it to you. Surely. Surely I'm returning it to you. With interest, right? I did that, right? I meant to do that. I meant to show up the way you're showing up. With the same level of feeling, too. I forgot, though. I meant to get around to it. I got so busy. Yeah, that's the combination of blindness with procrastination there. 8 of Swords is twice. I thought I was doing that. Wasn't I doing that? No, that can't. And that's why your experience has gotten validated. Your concerns gotten validated. Okay. Cloudy judgment. Stress. Illusions, unbalanced, distorted. This is you. Because this is what you went through. So I'm saying whatever this is, the stress, I see the stress attached to you a couple times and how you work through it. You assumed a lot of stress when it came to this, but you also understood that it was unbalanced. You had a distorted point of view of this connection. I'm calling you on that simply because you worked through it. So this, for you, would be after the fact. You already know. Okay? Someone who lacks insight isn't going to see this. I had cloudy judgment. It was an unbalanced situation. I see that now. I had distorted the picture. I accumulated a lot of stress from this. Yes, you did. Okay? So good for you. Somebody's in denial doesn't have that level of stress. Okay. Heart chakra is healing. I want to open up to you. I do. Practicality. I'm trying to balance head and heart. Clarity. I wish you could decide what you really want. In other words, see the situation. Release. Release. I accept that which I cannot change. I know you had a lot of clarity. I know you did your release work. I know you did your heart chakra healing. And I'm sure there was a practical component in here as well. I have no doubt. Okay, let's wrap this one up, guys. Oh. Sudden wealth. I don't know about sudden. Some of you might be working very hard for your wealth, and some of you, yeah, you might have gotten a little lucky there. 777, sudden wealth. However, that's you. Okay. Sudden lover. A wealth of a lover. So the tulips in this deck, of course, represents the lovers. The tulip was the code between lovers back in the day. It was the preferred flower of choice was tulips. It wasn't roses. It wasn't daffodils. It was tulips. Sudden wealth. You might have some luck, but also there might be a kind of sudden connection coming up for you that's kind of strong. That might appeal to you. Okay. Blockages, Mountain, Courthouse, 21. Everything was a trial and error. Long story short, everything was a trial. And looking back at it logically, Courthouse's logic, it shouldn't have been that hard. Nothing should have been that hard. Something kind of presents itself or falling into place sooner rather than later as being correct. I have to insist, though, maintain, I think for some of you, that's future-oriented coming through. But yeah, there's something to be said that it just fell into place at the right time with the right person, and the feelings were the same, more or less the same, versus constant uphill battles, and it's difficult, and red tape and complications, unnecessary red tape, a sense of procedure, distance, nothing but blockage and bullshit versus it just fell into place. You see the difference? Okay. September or November? If it's September, then you already know if you have kind of a new connection in your life. If it's November, it's coming up. Anyway, G-R-S-T-Y. We have the Medina of Pisces as well as Cancer. You might have one of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to. Their seasons might be important to you. And the 4-leaf clover. Yeah, I don't think your luck's run out. No. I think you have something coming up for you in November. I do. All right, Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Show me Libra and their person, please. Show me Libra. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explained in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. Show me, Libra. King of Swords, the Magician, the Empress. You know what you want. You know who you want. No confusion. None whatsoever. Wow. So strong. Wow. Very focused. Very, very, very focused. Temperance, the Lovers. The Hermit. What's up? Well, between what you know, what you're manifesting, and whom it concerns, and their energy, something might actually happen here. Wow. 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 Judgment, it's out of my hands. 5 of Wands, Ace of Cups, it's out of my hands, folks. Overview is the 7 of Swords. A little bit of doubts, but you're working through that as we speak. It won't be a problem soon enough. Yes, this is out of my hands. This is really something to do with the spiritual exchange of what's going on between these two people. Judgment is involved. Timing, lessons learned, both sides. That seems to be what's happening here. So if this is something la 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 you don't want to hear, that's cool. We have the opportunity to mend the heart space with somebody once more. If it's something you're not interested in, check your other placements. Reasonably, you opened up with doubts. 7 of Swords, I don't know, but you do. King of Swords, the Magician, very much strongly suggests that, okay, despite some self-doubts here, ultimately, you know what you want. A little bit of 7 of Swords is normal. Let's just try not to get lost to it. I usually see it in the context of self-doubt is leading to people to back out of what they feel inclined to do. That didn't happen to you. No. You could have. You could have backed away. You could have said, no, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. Okay, but you didn't. You decided to stay focused. Ooh, look at that focus. King of Swords, the Magician, the Empress. So not only do we know what we want, we know who we want. Okay. So this is where I tell people you got to be careful with that manifestation when we're involving someone else, because it really is going to be dependent if they share that wavelength with you. You cannot manifest someone who doesn't want to be there. That's why we often rely on the universe to bring the right person towards us. What can I say, honey? You got lucky. You and this person, you share that wavelength. You do. Perhaps I should say you still do. It is really hard to nail down timing. Whomever this is, just pulled 3 majors in and of their own right. Huge emphasis there on healing. And judgment, so timing's involved. Divine timing at this point. You know, and lessons learned and all that jazz. But you, for your part, you've experienced love in a unique way with this person and they with you. You've had your differences. And it seems like when you two have connected in the past, the timing was never right, and perhaps it wasn't. But it seems the love was. That doesn't mean we could make good on it or have it, but we felt it nonetheless. Okay. I mean, you had your doubts for a reason, yeah? But you got clear with yourself. You got focused, so full credit to that. Full credit to you for that. For getting in alignment with what you want. And then being so bold as to put it out there. Mind forward. Okay, good job. When we kind of half-assed manifest, we get half-assed results. And you're like, I don't want half-assed results. I better claim this. And so you did. All right? King of Swords, the Magician, the Empress. Well done. Over here, whew, so much to work with. So first of all, this person's a healer. I'm just taking a shot in the dark there. Temperance, the Hermit. They're that person that emphasizes healing, insight, learning. And when you hang out with somebody like that, you're going to eventually be like, is this all they talk about? It's not all they talk about, but it's a big point to who they are. And because it works for them, it kind of projects outwards. So what they would do for themselves is what they want for other people. So it might seem like that's their only point of conversation or point of view. Yeah, but it's not wrong. It works for them, and there's a good chance it helps others. They're clearly in the healing position. So not only do they practice what they preach, they outwardly help others. Okay? I'm not saying they're perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. This person would tell you the same thing. They could have showed me 5 cards of healing and I would still say they're not perfect. They would know that more than I do. They would see their flaws because they walked the path. That's the advantage of walking the path. You can see your strengths and your weaknesses as you've gone along in life. And the Lovers is at the heart of the reading. Yeah, so we're talking about a strong connection here. They've healed themselves of the subject of you. They're at peace with it. They've learned from it at the highest forms. They saw their strengths in you. They also saw their weaknesses in you, because that's what the Lovers is. It's our mirror. It's challenging for a reason. It represents the best of us and the worst of us, and that's why it's challenging. Okay? In some way, you two reflected that back on each other. I'm going to go ahead and take a guess. For the both of you, it was one of the most challenging things you had ever participated in. Okay? But also, perhaps the most loving, inspiring. I think you just another shot. I think you think the world of them, and I think they think the world of you too. Okay? Judgment, Five of Wands, Ace of Cups. Yeah, I can see that timing once upon a time has been an issue for you both, particularly where the feelings have been concerned. When they were felt, how they were expressed, if at all, didn't always match up. And that was always probably most likely the highest point of tension between you two. Very strongly felt, very strongly desired, but never lining up. Okay? To express that. This isn't your two's first rodeo. Clearly this is a judgment call, so this could be a second rodeo. Third one, ooh, you're a season ticket holder. No, no, actually the both of you are. The both of you are a season ticket holder to each other. So I'm laughing in this in goodwill and faith, and I hope that you're taking it that way as well. What I'm seeing here is actually quite phenomenal. It's the stuff of tarot and why people watch tarot at all. As much as I get heck for this, that, and the other, people want to see the extraordinary. They want to see the divine. They want to see the unique. They want to see the outstanding. They want to see one or two people defy all odds and kick ass and achieve, and to love hard, and to be loved hard. This ultimately represents the hero's journey, but in this case it's two. So this is absolutely the lover's hero's journey, and I would love to do an in-depth for you and call it exactly that. But you two get to write that, and it has yet to be fully written. So let's get some advice. It's really hard to tell. I can see that so much time has already passed between you two. Things kind of take a turn when you get focused on that manifestation. So I would like to know, judgment, when this comes to fruition or has the possibility to. It could be the earliest marker, and we're currently in Scorpio season. Sagittarius is next. Temperance is here. May not be the case, but yeah, Scorpio's here. We got Sag here, but then we got a lot of folks here today. This could extend out to the beginning of the year. So let's get focused. King of Wands, Temperance, Chariot. Goodness me. They have a warm but kind of firm will, don't they? Very warm, naturally passionate, but a forward will. It's like Temperance. Time. They value time a lot. They really do. So they don't just waste it healing, waste it, but idle. Okay? No. It's like, do something with temperance. It's something I say all the time. Do something with your healing. Do something with it. Don't let it go to waste. Use your time wisely. That's what they impress. So no, they see your two's connection as very much lending to who they are. In many ways, I say it's what helped them move forward. And yes, of course, they're crazy about you. Eight of Wands. And Six of Pentacles got mixed up in there somewhere, FYI. Ace of Wands, King of Pentacles, the Star. And then, it's the new year. It doesn't have to be. When you're ready is when you're ready. And when they're ready is when they're ready. So I don't know who is whoever identifies as the King of Pentacles, the practical one. Okay? Responsible, resourceful. Strong providership energy. That's when the communication opens up. Age of Wands and this star. Yeah, it could be at the start of the year. Aquarius season. Yeah, no, that's beautiful. That's absolutely wonderful. It's really idealized then, it seems. The time, the moment, the space just seems to be right, and this person would agree with you when the timing's right. Move forward. Just don't stop. Just don't stop. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Whoever's putting out that communication, I must say, they're pleased with themselves. I was told to pull another one. The sun and the stars. Yeah. Well, why not? Happiness as well as a long-term vision. Sure. Like I said, yours is the ideal lover's journey. Whatever the biggest point of conflict was is already behind you two. What's left is for you two to acknowledge it. Okay. Was that really less than 12 minutes? Oh, honey. I thought I made a meal out of that one. I was like, surely this is 20 minutes, which happens to me all the time. In fact, your last check-in, I think, was a whopping 24 minutes. Ah! I go with it. I try to not... I have to be aware of time, but I also... A read is a read. I'm done with when I'm done with it. The pathway and then message. There's the message. It says message of concern there. There might be reason for concern, but I'm just seeing it strictly messages on the path. It's headed in that direction, 35 and 14. Masks. Hold on. I see. Masks, stork, family. And here we have the sun and the moon, which speaks to divinity, the masculine and the feminine. Anyway, masks. People get so freaked out when I say mask. I can see why. In recent language, it has not done well. Think of it as hats. We all wear different hats depending on where we're talking to. It seems like there's a contradiction for somebody. Somebody wears a mask specifically for family. A parent, they have a particular face. Maybe the stork. Parents. Okay. Here we have the adult and a child. Someone might wear a family mask because they have a family, and then they might show you another face, the lover's face, which is different. They're not going to be the same, nor should they. You should not wear the same face for a kid as you say you would your spouse or your boss. So if there's some off-putting energy there about they're one way this way and a one way, yeah, no, that's the way it should be. We're talking about a strong lover's connection here where you two have met or crossed each other before in very unique ways and under difficult circumstances. Love was on the line, but it didn't seem to line up. Kids are involved, families involved. It's like somebody has two faces. How they are with their family and how they are with me. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know how else to explain that and why that's important, but it's there. We have different roles, guys, in this life. And someone could only go so far with you and perhaps show you one side of their face and not the other. I mean, it makes sense to me. Perhaps somebody here's verse. I did see the Empress here. That maternity energy's there. You know? Perhaps it was somebody here who couldn't make up their mind about family. They had a duality around the experience of kids or having a family. You know? Perhaps on one side of their face they saw it as a positive, but inwardly they believed it's negative. And that can create a two-faced system. Or what hat I'm wearing with you is not necessarily the same I'm wearing for the other person. Again. Okay? Okay. Something to be talked about in future. All right. We have COPQ. We have the Medallion of Aries. Some of you might have some very strong Aries in your chart. Could be connecting to, or this season might be important to you. We have the Pegasus. That sense of masculine freedom to fly. I have wings and I take flight. Someone here has the freedom to choose, freedom to fly. Excuse me. But the light of the next new moon might be important for some of you. And then we have the dog tag here, keyword being protected. Yes, I do feel like this is protected. All right, Libra, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Oh. I'm sorry. Let's do one of these. Don't have to. It's just in case. Sense of despair and alignment. Oh, yeah, that was the issue. I told you it was the main issue. Despair over the alignment. Again, we lined up to love, but or rather we felt it or lining up to it, but it wouldn't come into alignment. That's more or less what I said. Despair over the alignment. Strong feelings felt, but they weren't lining up. Same place, same time. You might have had a couple rounds with this person in that respect. Okay? Okay, once more. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, what's up? Show me Taurus and their person, please. What's going on? Show me Taurus and their person. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but just explaining that intro, reverse energies as you see fit. 4 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, 3 of Swords. Ow. All right, we'll get back to that. Page of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, the Lovers, Shared, the Star, Knight of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Queen of Swords is in the overview. No, good. I'm glad you're trying to look at this logically and rationally. I understand that. I get it. And you're trying to get clarity on the subject, focus. I get it. Get your thoughts in order over this subject because it puzzles you. 4 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, 3 of Swords. Why am I holding on to this? It hurts. Why? Why am I holding on to this? Well, because love, big love, Ace of Cups. You know, this affected your heart space quite deeply. Otherwise, I wouldn't be seeing the Ace of Cups. It's not a page. It's not a knight. It wasn't even a king or queen. It was the ace. That's why. Whatever this is affected you deeply. And that's why you haven't been, quote unquote, just able to let it go. Don't you love that? It's said so often in tarot, just let it go. Oh, thanks. I never thought of that before. That's brilliant. Fucking genius. I know. Yeah. Wisdom of the ages right there. Just let it go. You can, after a lot of work. Okay? After a lot of work. But yeah, it's this pain as well as the love are currently both residing in your heart space. The love of it and the pain of it. And you're holding on to both. 4 of Pentacles. You can say it's stubborn, but that's an easy shot for Taurus. Nah. No, you're holding on to it because in some way you need to work through it still. That's why. It's a mystery to you. The love and the pain coexisting like that. Okay. Over here, Page of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, the Lovers. Strong connection, yes, of course. It's weird. The 7 of Pentacles is dead center reading. Not necessarily coming across as stagnation. But no, someone who is familiar in their path with you. And they still hold out love for you. Even if it is stretched out over time, the 7 of Pentacles. Perhaps it's not the most consistent connection, or the most stable, or the most prosperous, but nevertheless, it grew to some extent. In other words, while it doesn't tell me much, you know, you made an impact on their heart too. All right, the Lovers here, strong connection, of course. It's interesting because even though time has passed, they still kind of ID you that way. It's like, oh no, I know how I was attached to Taurus. Thank you. It was a strong attachment. And it went on for a long time. And honestly, they said, you know, from their point of view, yeah, I still hold feeling for them too. What's interesting to me is that they show me a Page of Cups, but when it comes to the actual strength of the connection, they're like, oh, I know what that was. Yeah, made a bit of an impact on me too. Okay, the Star, Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords. This is where people get so mad at me. And that's okay. Tarot's not a popularity contest. A lot of people think it should be, but it's not. It's just, this is where people get mad at me. And that's fine. the Star, Knight of Pentacles, Page of Swords. Unbeknownst to the both of you. Here we go. Let's just rip the bandit off. You two still desire each other. There, I said it. This Star, Knight of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and that's what you call an emerging knowledge. Okay. It's still being discovered. It's just very, very slow. That is knowledge that's yet to be completely discovered on either side. That you two still the highest point of desire here with the Star. Page of Swords, little guy, don't know nothing. Bless him, he don't know nothing. And that's why he's associated with observation or spying, because he's not equipped to do anything else. Okay? It's saying, I'm too small, I can't handle this shit. All right. So the Knight of Pentacles, as we continue to move on the path, you, yours, they, theirs, it will become increasingly evident that the desire still remains. Okay? That's a high-reaching desire too. If there is a reemergence in the connection, I would put it more towards the start of the year. Okay. But that's not really the point of this reading, Taurus, honey. It isn't. I mean, that's there. I can't say it's not, and I don't like building into people's sense of false hope. I'm not into that. I read what's here, not what isn't. But that aside, my only real advice for you, yes, I'm glad you're looking at this logically, but that's only going to take you so far. Push on you to do more healing. Okay? Not just for you holding on to the sense of love, which affected you deeply, to the very depths of your heart, but the pain too. Okay? Be so brave, be so bold as to look at that. Will yourself to look at it and to feel it too. Just look at how it came to be. Understand it better from that point of view. Okay? How it affected you and why it still affects you to this day. And that will give you some progress, some relief. I'm not saying get lost to the feelings of the past. No. I'm saying understand them. Allow yourself to feel them. Okay? Be still in that moment. Feel it, and then it will pass through you. Relate to it as you need to relate to it. And allow that moment to pass. You know, it's better than sitting there with that stuck feeling of, well, this sucks. This love and this pain. Another day of this bullshit. No. Ten of Cups, King of Wands, Page of Wands. Beautiful. Lovely. Some of you have very extended inner circles that give you a lot of strength, pride, and joy. Excellent. I'm glad to see that in your life, i.e. love, support systems. So again, the Ten of Cups, inner circle, family, friends, spouses, kids, lovers, however you want to do it. The point is when you look out upon the world, you're glad that they're there. Okay? These are people that you can actually see their faces and interact with them, and you know they're in your life, and it makes you feel good. Yes, please put good, positive energy into that. Absolutely. Make sure those inner circles are healthy. Okay? That's a good source of pride and strength for some of you. Da-da-da-da. Three of Cups. Ace of Pentacles, your master symbol. When it's time. Again, indication at the start of the year. Yeah, Three of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, when it's time. When it's time is when it's time is when it's time. Okay? Because you had a fairly consistent timeline, I'm not going to do a time check. No. Yeah, I don't see it that way. When it's time to connect or reconnect, it's looking... I'm not saying it can't happen earlier. No. No, not at all. I'm just saying, if you wanted to know, I'd say the beginning of the year. But whenever you're ready is whenever you're ready. I'm just saying, honey, I just calls them like I sees them. That's all. Wheel of Fortune, it's a little further out. All right? But yeah, it's okay. You have things you need to do. They have things they need to do. When and if it's your time again, then it will be your time again. All right? All right. You know what's interesting? Admirable. You didn't do any finger pointing today. Huh. You didn't do any finger pointing. I know the heartbreak is there, honey, but you didn't show me why. You're saying you're holding on to the love as well as the pain, and that's all you really said. And that you find a lot of simple relief and joy in your inner circle, which is fairly extensive. And perhaps that person then can be counted among them in future. Confusion. Uncertain, unsure. Confusion. Something to do perhaps about the feeling, the love of the connection. It might have been very confrontational, caused confusion, not just in the mind, but in the heart. What do I do with this? It's a lot. Why am I holding on to it? I understand. I got it. All the more reason. Realizations, epiphanies, understandings, and awakenings. Yeah, we need more of that insight. Allow it to happen. You might be surprised at what you feel, what you learn, and how it all ties home. Okay? I know. It is just a matter of time. It seems. Okay. The letter, 27. Very detailed. Very detailed. It's not a simple message. It's very lengthy. You to them, they to you, when the time is right. And it conveys all our thoughts. The main male, you're the guy, you're the man. Okay? All right. Or they are. Somebody is. But somebody who completely owns their thoughts. All right? It's forward, it's bold. Okay? It understands itself. And makes himself clear. 127. And look who's under the deck. Your equivalent. And vice versa. Okay? The main female and the main male. Where are we on time? Yeah. Okay. Afraid. Oh, Lord. This should be fun. I don't have my readers. I thought everything would change in my life if we continued. But it already did when we met. Wow. You ever have that moment where a card just, or whatever it is you're doing, something just falls into place? It kind of brings, in my perspective, from my point of view, from my experience, just kind of brings the whole thing home. That would be the rug from the Big Lebowski. It just ties the room together. That card, that one stupid, I don't even like this oracle deck, to be honest with you. It's too much shoulda, coulda, woulda for me. I want people to learn and then move forward for what's right for them. But sometimes, every now and again, you strike pure gold. And these stupid little things. Oracles that cost way too much, and all they do is build little bridges between the main story. But that one little bridge can make a big difference. Afraid. Okay. I thought everything in my life would change if we continued. But it already did when we met. Oh, Jesus. How poetic. And I say that actually with a lot of conviction. I know it sounds a bit like I'm being sarcastic, but no, it's it fits the bill here. Yeah. Wow. Was it? And then you both had reason to. Cupid's arrow striking home. And for some of you, Sagittarius season might be important, true. Or you might have some very critical Sagittarius in your chart. But also Cupid's arrow here. No, which I will point out is here at the top. There you go, as you see. Oh, it struck home. And it caused fear, didn't it? Oh, no, the love verse can be very confrontational. Absolutely. Not just in a spiritual sense or the physical 3D sense, the mental sense, but also in the emotional sense, the sexual, everything. It can be very confrontational. And it's interesting from their point of view, they're very accepting of the connection. And that they still have something in their heart for you to this day. I don't know. Did that one just hit really fucking hard for you? Maybe. Caused you confusion and uncertainty since it's like I wasn't trying to be hit that hard. That's okay. What is that, Wrecking Ball? Miley Cyrus? Dude. Yeah, I mean, love can be like that. It hits you like a fucking wrecking ball. It's like I wasn't expecting that. But here we are. My heart's a mess. It looks like we're up for some massive reconstruction here. You came in like a wrecking ball. Somebody did. A-W-N. Taurus, honey. Do you know what? I decided to switch things around, and earth signs and water signs are going first. How it will play out in the message is in order. But I decided to go ahead and just switch things around just for me, freshening things up a little bit. But I can already say, even though yours is first today, I already know it's going to be my favorite. It's a cool read. Regardless, I hope it helped you. Yeah, more to the point. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. There you go. What's up? Show me Virgo in their person, please. Show me Virgo in their person. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board with explaining the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. Show me Virgo. Page of Wands, 7 of Wands, 3 of Wands. Interesting. 10 of Cups, the Magician, 3 of Pentacles. Knight of Wands, 8 of Cups, 7 of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Well, congratulations there. Working on a brand new opportunity, kind of keeping your eye on the prize. There's something here you'd like to achieve. And I do believe that's currently occupying most of your attention, or your energetic attention, your spirit, your emotion, that kind of thing. Is that you are focusing on a brand new beginning. Either literally as in coin, work, career, or just overall comprehensively. Page of Wands, 7 of Wands, 3 of Wands. You're kind of showing me a cautious boundaries. I'm listening. Back off. Leave me alone. Attitude towards somebody. And it is a kind of attitude. There's times when you can listen to them and open up towards them. There's other times you're like, just please stop. I don't want to hear any more about this. Literally, you're looking outwards to other things. Ace of Pentacles. I don't know that it's that you don't have the time to listen to this person. It's just kind of saying, just limit your bullshit, please. I'm listening, but there's only so much I can handle or take. And that's the kind of edgy sort of attitude I see you showing this person. 10 of Cups, the Magician, 3 of Pentacles. Someone here is very desirous that you come back into the fold and cooperate with them. Somewhere between friendship, partnership, collaborative effort, and your inner circle. So this is family, this is friends. If it's anything more than that, well, it's not looking too intimate to me, but perhaps that's the point. You really don't feel like connecting to this person in a deeper way. Like I said, there's some edge here. And while you occasionally drop a hello and how it's going, or you're just also like limit the experience, please. I only want so much influence from you right now. Like you can't be bothered. And 3 of Wands, it's like, again, I'm trying to do this thing over here. It's important to me. But whoever this is, it seems like they mean well. They're manifesting you, like I said, and your effort, your sense of cooperation back into a bigger fold that, again, is the Ten of Cups. Family, friends, however you want to do it. That can include, yes, spouses, kids, lovers. The idea is the inner cups, the inner circle. It's when you look out upon the world, you're glad that they're there. Okay? For reasons of love and support. Yeah, but they want you to come back and cooperate in the larger circle. Knight of Wands, 8 of Cups, 7 of Cups. You're like, again? My being open is a limited experience. I'm not interested in putting any of my emotional energy into that. Thank you. Okay? It's like it's enough for me to just be kind of open with you or the situation right now. So you are enforcing boundaries. I get that. I have to say, from this person's point of view, perhaps it's multiple people, given the 3 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups, that is a little insistent. Clearly you are doing something. You're doing something that's important to you. And you're saying it takes a lot of your focus and your energetic focus. It is a little insistent. But you're like, I can't be there. I do my best to remain open to you. But no. I can't be completely 100% there either. Okay. So what's going on? Let's get some advice, please. Perhaps they don't understand what you're trying to do, because even though it seems thoughtful, you look irritated. Why do you keep asking me to come back and contribute? That's not where I'm at right now. 7 of Wands, there it is again. 8 of Swords, Ace of Swords. I feel like you've run out of ways to make yourself clear. That's where that irritation's coming from, isn't it? You've done your best to make yourself clear, and you're like, what's the confusion about? You know I can't be over here right now. You know I'm not interested in participating like that right now. I've made myself extraordinarily clear on this subject. Why do you keep asking? I have to admit, it is a bit insistence, and you are pushing back, as is your right. Okay. But there should be no room for confusion. I've made myself very clear. I'm over here doing my thing. Stop asking me to participate in the 5,000 things that's going on over there. I'm not there for that right now. It's almost like you're this close to telling me, why can't they solve the problem themselves? There's a whole group of them. Why do you need me to participate? You know I'm focusing on this thing. Okay. Knight of Swords. That's 1,000% you in this reading right now. Literally 3 cards summed up the whole thing. You, the Hermit, that is your power card. Ace of Pentacles. There it is again. Knight of Swords. That is 1,000% your focus, is this new opportunity. Again, be it in a kind of abstract way where it's a brand new beginning that's solid altogether, comprehensively in your life, or you're just focusing on a brand new opportunity in work and career. Okay, I got it. But that's where you are. And here's the thing. You're there. So you just completely trumped the whole situation. All right, so you have made yourself very clear. I get it. All right, so you have made yourself, there's no confusion about what you're doing. None. It's like you're so focused on the Ace of Pentacles. Why do they keep bothering you? What is that? What is it when you close the door and say, silence, please? That's when people knock the most. I tell you, what is that? What is that? You made yourself clear. You have made yourself, so that would explain your irritation, because it's like, typically that's not like you. You tend to be very patient, understanding. But no, this has your attention. You're just showing me, why don't you just piss off for a little bit, please? I told you where I'm at. There should be no confusion on this. Can't you people solve the problems yourself? You don't need me. You don't need me to contribute. I got you. You are focusing on Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so you've made yourself and your goals. And okay, because you've done that, to me, it's mystery over. I'm completely 100% on your side. They're just going to have to learn to do without you for a minute. Whatever constitutes the family and or friend crisis that they want you to participate in, or just the stuff that's going on, You have made yourself clear. No, I'm doing something. Ace of Pentacles, that may not mean much to you, but it means a lot to me. And again, I see you standing up for yourself, which is good, enforcing the boundaries. This needs your attention right now. They don't. Sorry, said it. Yeah, no, you don't have the energy for this, but you've done your best to keep yourself available to them emotionally, but not be someone who's actually hands-on or on board with the environment right now. That's just not where you are. I don't... See, these decks don't quite feel appropriate. These are more what I call the shoulda, coulda, woulda oracles for people in the more deeply personal dynamics. But maybe there's something in here for you. Rejection, abandoned, dismissed. Oh, irrational fear. Okay. Even though you have made yourself extraordinarily clear, one or several folks in the inner circle feel rejected, or they have a lot of irrational fears about what it is that you're trying to do and why you're so absent, which again, I have to go back to your energy. There should be no confusion. You've made yourself clear. I've run out of ways to say it just like you have. Okay? There, and it might be one or other people's sense of abandonment, which again is not your problem. You didn't abandon anything. You said, I have clear objectives and goals at this time. Please honor them. That's not abandonment. But if you have a couple of folks that are super sensitive, you didn't come to the 100th birthday party this month and I'm offended. It's not you. Okay, shallow, hollow, empty, boredom. Yeah, you just, it's like they want you there for superficial reasons and they're taking it way too hard. Again, they can work through that stuff themselves, it seems to me. Moving on. Mystery over. As soon as I saw those other three cards, I was done. Despair, number 32. Down, feeling down on your luck for some of you. Kids, cuckoo clock, running down the clock. Running down the clock. Feeling a certain love. So some of you, by the way, you might be providers, and it feels like there's something here you need to do to take care of others. It could be that you are showing me I have to focus on this goal. You have some sort of personal loss, and then these other folks represent that kind of childlike dependency. It's something here about limited time. So this has your absolute focus. It's running down the clock here, okay? And again, those gears can turn in your favor. And I think that's why you want to limit your distractions as much as possible. Don't count on me for this. Don't count on me for the uncle's birthday. Don't count on me for Thanksgiving. I would love to be there. You would know I'd love to be there, but I have to do this. Life gets real like that. Okay? It does. Especially if children are involved. However, if they're the ones acting like children and they just want to be pleased. Okay? Come on. No. I'm sorry, no. No. 32, 18, 37. K, F, S, X, D. All right, Virgo, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, what's up? Show me Capricorn and their person, please. Show me Capricorn. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, just explaining the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. What's up? Okay. 5 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. Man. Reality seems to be hitting for the earth signs, and by reality, I mean the coin, the 3D stuff. Okay. All right. All right. Temperance, 10 of Wands. The Tower, Knight of Cups, King of Wands, and the 2 of Pentacles. Overview, 6 of Wands, Triumph. Oh, yes. Good. Triumph, indeed, is in order. Congratulations. Man, you managed to turn that around quick. Good job. I wouldn't expect anything less from you, but still, good job. I mean that. 6 of Wands, Triumph, you deserve that, honey. You deserve that recognition. You really do. I'll tell you what. That's a pretty intense version of turning that frown upside down. 5 of Pentacles, it broke. Something here broke in the foundation. Coin, I hope not, but these things do happen. 3 of Wands, you don't wait too long and you don't bide your time too long. You had a vision of what's on the horizon sooner rather than later, and then boom, Ace of Pentacles. Well done. Whatever it is that's lost, you recovered quickly. Very. I mean, 6 of Wands. Good freaking job, Capricorn. Proud of you. That's admirable. Look at that. You didn't focus on the problem. You focused on the task at hand. Good job. Okay, over here. Temperance. 10 of Wands. Tower. Okay, so I don't know who or what that is. Someone tried to hang in there with you until they couldn't. And then withdrew their energy radically. So it's whatever it is you're doing, you did it on your own. I don't know the context of that person. I don't know why it is coming across as a hard bail. I mean, a hard bail. We hit hard times here, and whatever that is, bailed. Okay? Just temperance, 10 of Wands, I know what my responsibility is. I heal myself to that. Okay. And then Tower, never mind. I cannot carry this. And that's a good thing too, in that respect. If someone here couldn't hang out and help with this, let's be glad they acknowledged it. I'm sure it came in as a bit of a shock at the time, but honestly, if they had continued to stay and showed effort, it might have made things that much worse. So, and I'm sorry that's such a hard bail, but also no, I'm not. You know, whatever it is you're doing here, you did it on your own. You recovered quickly. You recouped quickly. Whatever this person is or whatever it represents, even if it's not a person, we couldn't rely on it or them. Okay? And it's better we learn that sooner rather than later. Because at first they opened up with, I can handle this. Burdens, 10 of Wands, okay? The heaviness. Can handle this to, no, I can't. Change my mind. Well, no, it's not they changed their mind. That was just the truth of the energy. That was the real truth. I'm out of here. Okay. Knight of Cups. King of Wands. 2 of Pentacles. You're kind of showing me I'm struggling with, can I still be there for them emotionally? So you went from a realistic point of view to an emotional one. Can I be for them still? I think that's very generous of you. Perhaps you understand why they did it. But Knight of Cups, King of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. Can I still be emotionally available to them? Should I? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? And to some extent, they feel that way about you or think the same about you. Should I still be emotionally involved with Capricorn or still try to express myself to Capricorn after that? So, you know. I think that's if that's true, if that's what's really in your heart, that's rather big of you. Let's get some advice, please. Page of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, Page of Swords. Wow, that's a hell of a thing. Yeah, it's like I said. Even though whatever this is was a hard bail, thought they could hang in there with you when shit got real. Okay? I'm sorry, that's not a coincidence, guys. That's just not a coincidence. I'm sorry. It's just weird. It's weird. But you're going to know them better than I do. So I was quite surprised. Knight of Cups, King of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. You still wonder, is it appropriate to have feeling for them, to express it? And if so, what does that look like? And that's shared. So they still have that kind of thought or feeling towards you. Would it still be appropriate to have feeling for Capricorn after this? And then I see these 2 pages, and in the middle, equally eyeing the same relationship. Page of Pentacles on one side, Page of Swords on the other. So you two, like I said, you're both kind of sharing a similar thought and feeling about that relationship. And is there still one? Can there still be good feeling between us? Okay. Wow. Like you would know best. But it's not a coincidence, honey. Shit got real. Things got hard for you. And someone who said that they can hang in there and help said, never mind. And it was kind of sizable too with the Tower. So I don't know, but that's not a coincidence, guys. But nevertheless, you want to know Judgment, the Empress, and the Nine of Wands. Whatever it is you do, use good judgment. All right, lessons learned here. Know when to guard and protect your own interests. And if it's for you, you get to decide if you open up to it. And if you determine that it's not for you, okay, you get determined to block it. That apparently is coming up for some of you. So I'm already seeing you past the point of triumph. Once more, congratulations. You did great. You really did. Good job. But you clearly still have feelings for whomever this is. And they you. You both contemplate it from your corners of the room. Okay. But ultimately, I see the decision lying with the one who is the most fruitful. And by that I mean the one who produces, brings into the world. Judgment. You got to ask yourself if this is worthy of you. So I understand in all due respect to the feelings that you might still have for them. Those are some lovely, gentle, and then also warm, passionate feelings that they still have for you too. But you got to ask yourself, is it worthy of you? Okay? This is where in life, in real life, we're not talking about feelings anymore. We're talking about when shit hits the fan. Who's there to help with the fallout and the cleanup? Okay? So you got to ask yourself if it's worthy of you. That's a big judgment there. And it's so simple. You two are thinking about the same damn thing. And if they were in any way smart, they'd be doing something similar. Is it worthy of me then to try to still have or express my feelings to Capricorn, knowing I bailed at a hard time in their life? I could have been a person of influence. And they started out that way. To their credit, they did. And I have to say, at the Tower, if they had tried, they could have made things worse. It's kind of like better sooner rather than later. But again, it's kind of like, that's why it's your judgment call. You got to see these things for yourself and make your own determinations. But please, by all means, stand up for what you believe in, even if it's difficult. And ask yourself if it's worthy of you. Judgment's attached to you. That is your decision. But I want you to think about this in terms of worth. Take the feelings out of the equation, please. I don't say that too often. I'm a water sign. But this is where we're talking about reality. And if we're talking about couples and partnerships, what's it going to be like further down the road when things get real again? And they always get real. Always. Life will always get real. And this is when we're not consulting our feelings so much as the core principles of beliefs and reality. Okay? You're like, oh, I love. Okay, but can you stand up for what you believe in? Not just tell me the conviction of your feelings. Okay, and that's coming from me. Okay. But once more, hey, congratulations to you. If you haven't taken yourself out, given yourself a little treat, a little reward for this, you need to. Please be kind to yourself. You turned that situation around remarkably fast. I mean, some of you are still in the process of it, but you're so close to finishing this up, and congratulations. No drama. No drama. Why can't we just have fun? That kind of speaks to someone who wasn't expecting seriousness. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of drama, but people who say, can't we just have fun, are usually the first ones to incite drama because they're only thinking about fun and lightness. I don't want any difficulty. And then for somebody who doesn't want any difficulty, they end up creating drama. I always notice that. People say they don't want drama are the ones most drawn to it. Honestly. Shit got real. Life happened. And this is where you separate the boys from the men and the girls from the women. Okay? They might have been inexperienced, but that's not the point. You stick around, you find out, you grow up, you become a partner. Anyway. Commitment. See, I don't, no, baby. That's what I want you to ask yourself, commitment. Worthiness of you further down the line. Okay. Is this one worth committing to? You are. That's a non-issue. You're worthy of commitment. So the mature woman, some of you are the mature woman. Okay. Possibly connecting to. This speaks to someone who is middle-aged and older. Typically, someone who knows better, someone who has an established life, a sense of, conviction to family, home, health, okay. But someone, again, who just knows better. That practical insight that can be associated, yes, with the Empress, and then also the Queen of Pentacles, if you will. Number 6. So at this, I think it's remarkable. Yeah, you'd be rolling the dice on that one, baby. I have to agree. 39. You'd be rolling the dice on that one, and I don't know, honey. I know you're not big on risk. Calculated risk? Yes. Risk? General? No. Not so much. P, I, and then you have Medina of Sagittarius. So you might have some very strong Sag in your chart. Could be connecting to. This season might be important to you, Capricorn, honey. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, what's up? And happy birthday. What's going on? Show me, Scorpio. And their person, please. Yeah, it is you. I was like, oh, yeah. There we are, right there, underneath the deck. Happy Scorpio season. Yes, what's going on? Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but it's explaining the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. Okay. 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Temperance. Wow, don't you look fit as a fiddle? Look at you. Page of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, 9 of Wands. A little angry there. Okay. All right. 4 of Cups, 10 of Cups, the Lovers. Okay. Okay. Overview. Ace of Cups. Ooh. I mean, that's our master symbol. Okay. I think you've hit the reset button in your life, particularly where your love energy is concerned and who you are as a person, physically, in the real world is concerned. You look sharp as a tack, focused, very competent, very capable. You can stand on your own 2 feet quite well. You know how to take care of yourself. You thrive in the garden of your own making, 9 of Pentacles, as I often say, which is 1 pentacle away from the 10. You do quite well. You get to luxuriate in your garden because you made it. You know where everything is. You've seen to it. You've made sure it grows. That you are fruitful, abundant, productive, and above all secure. Queen of Swords, like I said, sharp as a tack. This was the plan. You're very self-sufficient. You have a sharp mind, sharp will. Done. Temperance. I admire this a great deal, and of course I can find myself in it to that extent. And people often ask me, do you resonate with every Scorpio reason? Oh God, no. No, absolutely not. How ludicrous would that be? That's why I always tell people, check your other placements. Okay? But yeah, I understand that quite a bit. It's a good place to be. Knowing that one is capable, independent. Okay? I'm not saying that you don't have your days. Of course you have your days. But I'm saying more or less you got your shit together and you know who you are. And Temperance, a strong appreciation for patience, healing, insight. Again, I'm not saying you're perfect. Nobody is. What I'm saying is that you know yourself pretty well. You know your mind pretty well. You have clear-cut goals, objectives. There's no confusion about that either. The King and Queen of Swords are not big on confusion. That's their whole thing, is that they sort that shit out. You're like, I know what I'm doing. Every day, I know what I'm doing, more or less. And you know what? I worked very hard to get here. I'm in a space of patience and calm and gratitude, all that good stuff. And yeah, you might have hit the reset button on your heart, okay? Which suggests to me that some of you, that's your aim, is love or new love, okay? That potential exists. Over here, someone here is not doing quite so well. Page of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, 9 of Wands, that's a lot of hurt. That's a lot of pain. Defensiveness, agitation, anger, Very curious to see what the advice would be. I can tell you right now, at least from where I'm sitting, we are not having an equal experience. You are clearly doing you. You are being you, and you're very comfortable in it. You're good at being you. And I have someone here who's like pain, upset, hurt, anger, all that. Bristled to anger, frustration. I believe it's pointed at you. Yeah, someone here's not doing quite so well. Okay. So if there was a break here, an ending, they have much to work through, such as you did. Okay. 4 of Cups, 10 of Cups, the Lovers. It was a very strong connection. It still is, and it always will be. That's the thing with the Lovers. We never really stop feeling it. It was meant to have a hard impact. Otherwise, we would have learned nothing from it. Okay. Your healing level suggests that you took the time to understand the Lovers' connection, what it meant to you, okay? What it still means to you, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, sexually, any of that, all of that. Because you took the time to understand how you related to it, why it was in your life, how you learned from it, healed from it, and how it lended to who you are, okay? You seem to be at peace with the subject and, above all, peace with yourself, okay? Someone here is very much struggling with any of that, all of that. Okay. That ending still hits them like it was yesterday. It's very fresh. My only real clue as to why it happened, because you're jumping more into your present timeline, they're still very much preoccupied with the pain of the past. And it's not an accusation, it's just they have healing to do. They were involved in that Lover's connection too. We need more insight about that Lover's connection and its meaning to us, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And is that the only way we can find peace. Okay. We don't always get to keep our lover, and when we do, it's fucking magical. And I say, you hold on to him, you never let him go. But for those of us who don't get to keep our lover, we must learn from them. Or always feel weighed down by it. Okay. And as far as I can tell, going back to my point, though, the biggest clue here is that we couldn't find space in each other's lives. Not in a substantial way. There wasn't enough, as I can see, an invitation to enter the circle. So the inner circle here is the 10 of Cups. Okay, so this is, ideally, if you want to do a quick summary, peace, love, happiness for everybody. Family, friends, okay? This is your relationship to me, and I'm grateful for it. This is your relationship to me, and I'm grateful for it. You're my sister, you're my cousin, you're my best friend of 20 years. That's the inner circle, so family, friends, okay? It's not a competition. It could be 2 people, it could be 200. The point is that you know your place in their world and they in yours. Love and support. Okay? 4 of Cups. Catastrophic disappointment there. Not on the same page. About how to retain each other in each other's lives at the emotional level. In other words, making space for each other. I understand I'm a person of importance in your life and you see me. And we see each other that way. I know my place in your world. You know your place in mine. And we're grateful for it. So here it could be a classic scenario of we weren't making space on the shelf for each other. To be included more, to have more of a larger emotional impact on each other, to be someone of emotional consistency in each other's lives. But that disparity exists, yes. Okay? You experienced it in your way, they did too. Okay? But as far as I can see, the invitation for additional inclusion didn't extend either one way or both ways. Okay? All right. But the thing is, as Scorpio I'm looking at, you've already come to terms with it. You know that was the issue. Literally, you cannot achieve that level of peace with yourself unless this had occurred to you in some way. I love that person. But I or they or we both couldn't make space for each other in a more meaningful way. We couldn't or wouldn't blend into each other's lives. It was lovers in name only. Okay. I never had a clear role. They never had a clear role, or we refused to give each other clear roles of love and the dynamic that we share. See what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So that was a pretty big clue. I see this and I want to give this person a hug. I do. Because I understand the anger and frustration. Thing is I know that I know for a fact this person had the same amount of time that you did. And this is the power of the self. Everything begins with the self. This is the power of the self. I choose to work through this even though it hurts like hell. And it will take time, but I will do it. As someone who has chosen to not heal. It still hits like yesterday. Okay. I don't mean that as a challenge. I'm just saying I don't want anyone to feel like that all day, every day. You look back on the past and sometimes it's filled with pride. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it feels good. Sometimes it feels fucking catastrophic. But point is how you look back on time. Can you at least give yourself that satisfaction of being at peace with it? Being at peace with the past is everything. You don't have to love it. In fact, often a lot of people don't. But we can understand it. And thus we find our peace in it. Acceptance. 3 of Swords, the rejection. King of Wands, King of Swords. Both felt rejected. Okay? Both. Both people here can claim that they felt rejected. Okay? That's true. You couldn't find greater space or meaning in each other's lives. You're both going to feel rejected. You're not giving me a clear designation in your life, and I'm not doing the same for you either. Both people are going to feel rejected. Yes. The Sun. Queen of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, but someone remained uncertain. Despite the fact that the happiness was there, it was prevalent, it clearly warmed someone's face and their body. I can feel the warmth touching that person. When you two were in each other's company, the warmth was there, the sun was there, the fucking happiness was there. But somebody insisted upon blindness. It was either you or them, and that's all it takes. 8 of Swords can have a catastrophic effect if it's never dealt with. 8 and 9, it really doesn't take much. Willful blindness can obscure the most brightest of suns. And you see how the sun is behind this person's back. They could have invested in the happiness, but they kept insisting upon blindness. I believe it's them. Because it's that same level of blindness that keeps us from looking at this in a clear, objective manner. That's what it does. That's what it is to be blind. And hurt by pain. I don't know how it happened. Why did it happen? I'm in denial about it. No, it's... Like I said, it happened to both of you. You both felt rejected in your own ways. But one person insisted they couldn't feel the happiness or take it seriously or invest in it or that it wouldn't lead to anything. Again, it's not a challenge. It's just what's here. Okay. But I just want to point out you've done, and they hold on to, I get it. And there's that holding on to 4 of Pentacles, this hurt. And I felt the potential of the sun. But again, we couldn't take it seriously, so we got very serious results. You don't take something serious, you're still going to get serious results. You know? I don't know why we were in denial about the happiness. I don't know why we were in denial about the connection, but we are not in denial about the pain in present day. So again, to me, this is a learning element. Anyway, I just want to go back and congratulate you. Absolutely beautiful. Capricorn had a turnaround reading that was also highly admirable, but theirs was from the point of view of coin. Yours is from the point of view of love. You've done remarkable work in there. If new love is your journey, may it be. Continue to have that beautiful focus on your world. It teaches you a great deal. It keeps you preoccupied, yes, but it teaches you a great deal. Open heart. See, that's what I'm saying. You really do. even after all this, you can honestly say, looking back on it, that you still love them and whatever it is that they had to bring, offer, or teach you. You're at peace with it. Open hearts here twice. Okay. Beautiful, soft heart. Receptive, and you have empathy. You have empathy for them. You do. It wasn't easy for either one of you. Vulnerabilities here. There's no way in hell you didn't express your heart to them. I just know you. There's no way in hell you didn't. But your heart has different meaning now. Okay, it's open in a different direction. Not once, but twice. You have a beautiful heart, honey. Ecstasy. Chasing thrills, excitement, good time. That's why they couldn't take it seriously. So I believe. I see the sun behind their back. Happiness, but they couldn't take it seriously. They thought it was chasing a good time. It was an exciting, cheap thrill, I suppose. Chasing thrills. Cheap thrill. Excitement, good time. It was just ecstasy and heightened chemistry. Like I said, just because you're not taking something seriously doesn't mean you won't get serious results. They still hurt too. It was a little bit more than a good time with you. That was happiness. Keep on keeping on. All right. Child, some of you might have children. Children could be involved in some way, absolutely. Number 18, that might be of some significance. And then also in terms of the metaphor for the child. So in the pro, someone who is open, vulnerable, has childlike wonder. Just open love. Okay, that's unashamed, and that's what it is to be a child. In the con, helpless, dependent, can't act or speak or think for themselves. Okay? And then also it could just be that some of you have kids. And in which case I could see where this would be a problem. If you have kids, it's imperative that if you have a lover or some kind of spouse or potential spouse or partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and they can't fit into the greater scheme of things, it's kind of like, I'm strongly connected to you, but in the greater scheme of things, it's not just about me. Do you fit in with me and mine? Do you have a place? Do you have a point? Okay. All right, number 44, clues, resourcefulness. Oh, the little things I see. That's the little things added up. Microscopic view, really looking closely at something. 23, resources. Long story short, either you was convinced it was a waste of time or someone was just taking their energy away from you. Looking at the clues, it was a time waster. Or from their point of view, it was a time waster. Okay? But the idea is that they just wanted some of my energy or something like that. Or my time or my attention. Okay? It felt like that, I'm sure. Yeah, but there's a distinct feeling here that time was wasted or somebody's time was wasted. All right, we have our medallion, us. Yes, we are in Scorpio season, so for some of you this is very relevant heading home now, particularly in your progress check around your happiness, your sense of healing, and then your openness to new. Now, that would be now for some of you. Simply some of you might be double, triple, quad Scorpio, in which case this one might be really, really yours. Could be connecting to fellow Scorpio. And like I said, just our season being now might be important to you. Dove, sign of peace. I've said that many times. You don't believe me? Rewind it. I told you you're at peace. That's what peace looks like, feels like. It's the spirit of peace. Mental peace, emotional peace, physical peace. It's all here. Okay? You've done well. You recovered well. And it's not a challenge. It just simply is. You did the work, so you get the results. You take it seriously. You can also get serious results. The light of the new moon might be interesting for some of you. Here we have the moon in reverse. So, oh, yes, the new moon's actually, yeah, I addressed that in the last check-in. Yeah, November 19th actually will be the new moon in Scorpio. So there might be something around there that's important. And then we have letters Q, J, O, Y, and 2 E's. Yeah, okay. Do you know what just popped into my head right now? I understand that there's more letters here. It's spelled out Joey, which I picked up is I as well, but that's not the point. I got from this Joey. That's a great song. That's Joey. What? God dang it! What is the name of that band? The female lead singer. She has an amazing voice. I mean, she has a proper female trained adult voice. And Joey, baby, I'm not. The point of that song is that she's not angry anymore. God, I love that song. And you're right. You're not angry anymore. When you're at peace, there's no room for it. Okay? I suppose perhaps if you had words for them, you'd say you're not angry anymore. Okay. Anyway, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Ooh. Show me Pisces and their person, please. What's up? Show me Pisces and their person. I'm already beginning to see start of the year references, including your sign. Goodness me, the energy shifts so fast sometimes moving forward. Yeah, but already getting lots of Aquarius, Pisces, and, well, Aries references. Goodness me. What's up? What's going on? Show me Pisces. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explained in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. Well, maybe it is time for a new beginning. You would know best. Eight of Cups, Five of Cups. And now would be a time to do it. Yeah, King of Wands, Page of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, 3 of Wands is in the overview. So look, I got you. I respect that. I do. Couple things in the overview. 3 of Wands. I see this as a couple things. You're kind of low-key waiting on them to give you confirmation. And then also you have your eye on the horizon for another opportunity. I think what you're waiting on them about is, are you going to join me? Because I want to pursue this. So like I'm saying, now would be a good time. So I respect what you're doing. I get it. You're giving them the opportunity to catch up to where you are. I still, however, very much, listen to me, I still very much want this Pisces to be aware of their brand new opportunities, plural. It's not just one. And that when it's time to make the decision, it's time to make the decision. Okay? I don't want you missing out on that because someone can't get out of their feels. And that's almost the literal translation. It's a little too heavy for me. And honey, I'm a water sign. Okay, so 3 of Wands there. I think we unpacked that. Makes sense. It's in a 2-part context. Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. Like I said, you would know best that it's time for not just one opportunity, but it seems a couple. You have a real opportunity to start over, clean slate. Like, you know that vibe? New job in a new city and everything. Just everything. Maybe the oldest thing you're taking is a car to get you there. That's what I'm talking about. And you know it's within your sights as a logical thought, Ace of Swords. So I hope that you do. Time waits for no man or woman, as they say. But you apparently find this person worthy enough to hang out at least for a little bit while longer. Giving them some... that tells me you've informed them of what it is you're thinking about doing. And you hope that they will join you, honey. Honey. 8 of Cups, 5 of Cups, and the Hanged Man. There's disillusionment here. There's regrets of the past. I wish things could have been different. I got this person existing in the past and trying to look detached from you at the same time. That's not a good combination. That tells me that they are deeply impacted by your prospects and kind of feel self-pity that they can't join you there, when in fact it's clearly an option, but for some reason they're showing me I wish I had made different choices in context to you and their own situation. So the Hanged Man, they keep saying I need more time. So again, I don't think this person wants to join you physically in this new beginning. So they're trying to show detachment, but sadness of the past, kind of like I wish I'd never gotten involved or something like that, and I am sorry. This is all internal, and that's this person's kind of private emotions. They have a right to feel these things and work through them. However, what I strongly disagree with, and it's been a while since I've said this, it is wrong, very wrong, to ask someone to wait for this reason. With that kind of emotional baggage and upsetness and disappointment and delusion and detachment, How long are you expected to wait? That's why it's so inherently wrong to ask someone to wait, because everybody has their own particular process, and that's a lot for them to work through while they ask you to wait. And for your part, you said, okay, so I hope you put a cap on that. Wheel of Fortune, it's turning in your favor. Did it occur to you this person's not supposed to go with you? And that you're being the free and clear. Okay? This is your opportunity, not theirs. Therefore, it's your choice. King of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. You both feel the pressure. You both feel the pressure. Real talk. You feel the pressure to go, to have your new beginning. You also feel the emotional pressure to kind of stay for their sake for at least a little while longer. Attraction still binds you both a little bit. Yeah. And that's okay. That's not a crime. I can tell that you have a kind of a fiery disposition. When you want to do something and you get psyched up for it, it's because you know it's right for you, and I respect that. So, guys, just again, this is for them to work out, and they're already in the process of trying to emotionally detach from you because they know they're not going to go. So I don't know why they're stalling. But I also seriously think there's a sense of regret and one more. It's kind of like that energy of another one bites the dust and it feels like it's on me. I lost another one. I wish I'd go back and make different choices, but that's not how life shakes out. They have the opportunity to go with you. It's kind of like, why do you think I'm hanging out? Why I haven't left yet? But they don't. They don't see that as an option for themselves. And it kind of, again, verifies once more, this is your journey to take, not theirs. So I'd rather this person celebrate your new beginning than mourn them. Again, kind of speaks to character, yes? And how much work we have done emotionally on ourselves as people. Instead of thinking about woe is me and everything I'm losing, and I need to learn to detach from it, okay? How about saying, okay, Pisces, you earned it. This is your time. And I am sorry to lose you, but no, I'm not. This is the making of you. This is your opportunity, and I'm happy for you. And that is going to speak to someone who's a little bit more emotionally developed. All right? But yeah, right here, the shared doesn't tell me too much, and the fact that you both see this as a strenuous situation. And that, passion or warmth still currently binds you too. But yeah, the Hanged Man, that's the only part I disagree with. But for your part, you chose. Okay? You keep one eye on them and one eye on the prize. And that I'm sorry, that's the prize. Okay? But no, I'm not. I'm thankful you have those opportunities. I really am. Plural. There's more than one in there. The idea is one leads to the other. All right. Let's get some advice, please, for Pisces. Chariot, Knight of Cups, Page of Pentacles. That's, again, I always see your court, and that's just the way it should be. I like it when people show me their court cards or their very specific power cards. Always, and yours is the Moon power card. Your court card is the Knight. I've been seeing your court card more and more often. It's like, that's excellent. It's confirmation. Chariot, Knight of Cups, Page of Pentacles. You have very gladly expressed your point of view that you are excited for this new journey. And it's done so in goodwill and good feeling. It's not meant to hurt them. It's literally your path of moving forward, and you can feel it. You have every intent then to go. So it's just a matter of dialing this in terms of absolute timing and hanging back a little bit for them. Maybe they catch up to you, but I just don't see it. But I'm glad you see this positively, strength. You're saying it takes strength to pursue this. It does take strength to pursue this. Even if it's a couple aces that seem like they're tailor-made for you, that doesn't mean it's easy. It takes strength. It takes strength to push and to pull. Ace of Cups. Yeah. Five of Swords. My advice, honey, is to, if they need that much hangout time, I need time to discover this, and no, they need to discover that on their time, not yours. Their timeline, not yours. You're already in a good, healthy place. please do not backtrack on your goals for someone who is showing that much emotional conflict. And instead of cheering you on, they're really stuck in this energy of woe is me. And gone and how does this affect me? They're not thinking about how this situation is positively affecting you. They're too busy thinking about, and again, that speaks to a certain emotional selfishness and underdevelopment and lack of maturity. So I hopefully don't wait out too much longer. 8 of Cups, 5 of Swords. I don't like it. So that's me though. That's me. You still find something worth hanging back for, but just don't hang back too long, honey. I understand you might still have some residual feeling for them. Yeah. But just please know when your time's up. Coffin. Number 8 in Scorpio season. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's been a blockage. It's been a huge blockage. Calling this quits, knowing that we're calling it quits. If we're not willing to transform, and it doesn't seem like they are, to change and join you in a positive space, then it's best to just end the blockage or any pretense of it. It doesn't have to be any harder than it already is. It's kind of like a foregone conclusion, so let's not make it harder than it is, okay? 8, 21, Fox, cleverness, 14, cunning, smart, swift, fast, intelligent. It's either you or them. Someone might be contemplating to a lesser extent how they can get away with something. Possibly manipulation. I'm not going there. I'm saying it or defaulting to it as being fast, quick, clever. Okay? 14, 8, and 21. Afraid. This person's afraid to change, afraid to let go. It's like if they cling on to this a little more or act aloof, somehow it will save them from feeling any more negative. I'm just... Okay. What I'm taking from that is too afraid to change. So they kind of rather rain on your parade. Fear of rejection, boundaries. I had this come up for somebody else earlier. Resistance, boundaries. This person has a hard time with boundaries, particularly emotional boundaries. Okay? So let me guess. They make you feel bad and guilty about what should be celebrated. Am I right? And resistance. Okay. Like I said, I hope you don't allow yourself to wait too much longer. It seems to me they've already made up their mind, even if they're not sharing it directly with you. I can see that a lot of their communication with you or impressions are half-hearted, poorly addressed, sometimes emotionally manipulative, guilt and things like that. Okay? All right. C, N, 2 N's, L, and then double confirmation of Scorpio, snowflake, and butterfly. So now's the time. I've seen it like 3 times. Time enough anyway. So we're talking a couple weeks. Okay? I'm not saying it's an absolute. I'm saying that's what's here. And some of you might have some really strong Scorpio in your chart, FYI. All right, Pisces, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Oh, yeah. Show me Cancer in their person, please. Show me Cancer. What's going on? Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, as I explain in the intro and first energies as you see fit. Show me Cancer. Tower. Oh my goodness. Oh, the Lovers. Stop. That is so much. There's only so much. Oh my goodness. The Tower, the Lovers, 8 of Cups. Damn. Okay. All right. Okay. Temperance. Okay. 6 of Cups. 3 of Wands. Very different. Wow. That's probably the most extreme example of 2 people who are not on the same page I've ever seen. And that's coming from me. You're not seeing some shit. Okay. Page of Swords. Ace of Cups. 3 of Cups. See, I know. Knight of Pentacles. God, this is going to be one of those that everybody hates me for. And you get some whoppers, honey. Cancer, honey, you get some whoppers. Let me tell you. Knights of Pentacles slowly but surely moving in a direction, at a speed, at a pace that's comfortable for you. I understand you're going through some spiritual and emotional shock right now. The Towers, the Lovers, Eight of Cups, you're like, right, that's it. I'm bringing down the house. It's kind of like saying, look, okay, I admit it. I get it. This strong connection was indeed a strong connection. I felt it. I tried to act like it didn't mean anything, but it's the reverse effect here. So I tried to act like it didn't mean shit. That's my bad. Okay. So thank you for acknowledging it. And really specifically, energetically, spiritually, you're acknowledging this. So I know that how you experienced it wasn't so much as intellectual thought as more of an internal impact. So the Tower preceding that, Lovers, that suggests then prior to that moment in your timeline, when, I don't know when you had that impact, but it suggests that it's like you were convinced the Lovers wasn't a Lovers connection. No. Reverse effect. Okay. Turns out it was something. Okay? It was something. It was something. It had an impact. It had an impact. So as difficult as that moment was, and it might have caused a lot of anger in you, right? Because here it is. Here's that moment. It's like, okay, this did have an impact. It was a strong connection. And it hits and it hits and it hits. Okay. I'm glad that it's there, though. Because it suggests then, I suppose, that your soul's being honest with you. And that's good. Because I just in reference to Scorpios, I saw a very difficult Lovers connection as well. One person had clearly healed through it, and it shows. The other person clearly had not, and it showed. So if you want a reference point, right, for someone who hasn't done the work, check theirs out. All right? The whole thing with the Lovers, sometimes we get to keep them, sometimes we don't. If we don't, the best way to be at peace with it is to learn from it. And we can't do that if we're busy convincing ourselves it ain't shit. So, now after you acknowledge it. You're like, now I can leave that behind. I completely walk away. I got you. And I understand, and that's the theory. That is true. That is the theory. Okay. All right. I know what it is now. It had the big impact. I got it. It affected me. I get it. I can walk away now. Peace. Eight of Cups. I completely walk away. I figured it out. I dialed it in. It impacted me. I had my moment. I can walk away now. Yes. In theory. There needs to be some more work in there, but yes. You still have more bridges to cross, but yes. And it's kind of like saying, now I can walk away from it and dust my hands. I'm done. It's done. It's done. See, I figured it out. Close. I know you just want this to be out of your spirit. Out of your spirit and out of your emotion. I understand that. There's still going to be some cleanup work to do. But yeah, if that's the goal, is to completely walk away from this and completely 100% emotionally detached, then you are on your way. Okay? Because that was the biggest hurdle by far. Over here, completely different page. This person's at peace with you. Your two's connection. I don't know if you noticed that. Right there on the midline for both sides, the Lovers and the Six of Cups. They recognize the soul bond in you. And that you two share a history. So not only were you two a strong connection, you share a history. Like a good history. Or in some way your two souls connected in a meaningful way. And you have many a memory in there. Okay? And even if you don't believe in soul bonds, that's cool. I have a lot of restrictions on it as well. I'm not a one soulmate person. No, soul bonds are pretty normal. The point is that they're different. Otherwise, they won't leave an impact. So you can actually have quite a few. They can be family members. They can be friends. Intimate persons. Point is that they're there for a reason. Without them, we wouldn't have learned what it is we needed to learn, or feel what we needed to feel, do what we needed to do. Sometimes they're a generator for an idea, of feeling, a thought, and action. So I don't know how yours was in your life. I know it left an impact on you that you're just now coming to terms with. But for their part, they interpret your two's connection beautifully. They still do. But they worked through it. They had to work through it. Temperance. This is the stuff I'm talking about. I'm not saying they're better than you. I'm just saying they have the background work attached to them. Okay, so this is someone who, temperance, guys, it is so easy to dismiss temperance. It's just, oh, time heals all wounds. Well, as we know, that's not true. Okay? It's our willingness to look at the wounds and study the wounds to figure out why the hell they got there to begin with and how we can prevent them. And what does it mean? And how do we interpret the scars, if there's any scars? You know? Temperance, Six of Cups, they think the world of you. They think the world of you. They still love you. That may not be what you want to hear, but it's, that's what's here, though. They still love you. Yeah, they're saying you taught them a lot. Mostly to have patience with themselves. In a way, I don't quite understand the context of the Three of Wands. It's not a direct application of the card in terms of they're deliberately waiting for you. No, it doesn't feel like that. I am kind of interpreting more on the side of intimate tarot in this context. And it's longing. A part of them still longs to see you or connect to you. It doesn't feel like strict waiting. This person has too much healing attached to them to just throw away their life on waiting, which I would never encourage, ever. You should, hopefully you're familiar with my work, you would know I'd never advise that. No, this kind of feels like a longing, either spiritual longing, emotional longing, okay, because they have nothing but respect for the past and that you two shared, and they learned a lot, like I said, from your two's connection, and they embrace that. They completely embrace that. They've done the work, and they're at peace with it. At the end of the day, whatever else happens, honey, they're at peace with your two's connection, and that's all I really want for you. And you'll get there. You'll get there. Okay, I promise you. This was the biggest issue by far. So, like I said, if that's your goal, is to completely leave that behind. Peace be with them. I'm done now. I can walk away. You'll get there. Okay? But yeah. The soul wants what it wants, and part of them breaks off and lingers around the subject of you. That's all I got. Page of Swords, and I know this is what some of you were like, okay, get to this, the shared line. Page of Swords, Ace of Cups, Three Cups. Whew. I'm just pissing all sorts of people off today. So, trust me, you're not the only one. I think Taurus, towards the end there, had a similar vibe. Not exactly the same, but similar. And there's been lots of shuffles between you and them, but if you have Taurus in your chart, check theirs out. Page of Swords, Ace of Cups, Three Cups. You know, strictly speaking, at least one person's eye is involved. Okay? At least one person's eye seeks the other. Looking. It's non-interactive. Page of Swords is not, no. Page of Swords is too small to interact. That's why they're associated with looking, observation, or spying. I don't know if it's hardcore spying, but somebody casts an eye on the other. Where it becomes a shared experience is that the love that was felt still lingers and remains. And I can't say I'm surprised because I at least saw their side. Or in some way they would still long for you. They're at peace with it. It doesn't cause them conflict. So I can't advise against it. They're at peace with the subject. I don't know what else to say. Ace of Cups, Three Cups. So there is still a longing here that you both technically share to experience the love in some way again. Whether or not you will is entirely up to you. You're just at the point now where you got over the biggest hump about that connection and understanding its impact on you and allowing yourself to accept it and stop pushing against it. And then the bigger goal is for you to completely do just a clean walk away, okay? And yet, I have to, Ace of Cups, Three Cups. It's shared, I can see for where they're apart. There's a longing here. And that longing, guys, it may not be to fall in love again or to have that love again. It might just be connect to the sake of it, for the sake of it. I don't know. Let's get some advice. But yeah, in some way, part of you still lingers there too. All right. Okie dokie. I could definitely see, though, given your downline, where you would not be in the mood to hear shit like that. I get it. But it's here. That's all right. There's the expression, don't shoot the messenger, for a reason. It's because some people can't help themselves. They're going to shoot the messenger. That would be me. Hi. Communication, heads up, some of you. My name's Christina. I am your tarot reader. Well, I do have a personality. And it can be loud, and it can be boisterous, and it can borderline obnoxious. I understand. And nevertheless, I'm going to tell it to you like it is, as I see it, as I best understand it. Queen of Pentacles, the Star, Two of Swords. Uncertain here about the vision. Very uncertain. About a vision, a long-term vision. Is it investment worthy? Is it worthy of me? That's something that you need to figure out for yourself. Queen of Pentacles, the Star. That, to me, is a high-reaching vision that one can practically invest in, take claimancy of in the real world, and make it part of their home, their world. Two of Swords, uncertain. Very uncertain. Very uncertain about one's vision. What to invest in. There's no guarantee of how things are going to turn out in the long term. You're absolutely right. That is true. There is no guarantee. We can reach for that star. We can reach for the stars, but there's no guarantee of success. It depends on how much we put ourselves into it and if it speaks back to us, if it reaches back for us. There's no guarantee. Two of Swords, World, Nine of Cups, and the High Priestess. Okay. All right, so there you go. Even though that longing might exist emotionally, okay, I didn't see enough here to put it in the context of reality. And this is where I have to tell people there's a big difference between what we feel and what we do, as we see here today. Okay? If you're a little bit more on the practical side of things, and I believe you are, Queen of Pentacles, the Star, Two of Swords, like even if we did reconnect, what would be the point? Right. And it is very down to earth. There's no guarantee that visions, so-called visions or dreams or goals will work out. You're right. Again, once more, it comes down to the work we're willing to put into it, and does it reach back for us? I understand. You'll get no argument from me on that. The World, Nine of Cups, and the High Priestess. You're saying it's not a matter of feeling and intuition. It's just closed. Okay. I'm not telling you what to do. You're telling me what's up with you. You're saying it's not about feelings. It's not about the intuitive process. Because intuitively, you can feel yourself reaching the way they do, right? Emotionally. You're saying that's not the point. It wouldn't be practical. Okay. Who am I to argue? You told me it was enough for you, that you conquered that particular subject. You want to keep doing the walking process and completely detached from this. Okay, I understand. But yeah, it's not about feeling. It's about the practicality. Perhaps that vision has no room for growth, or frankly, we're not in a position where we can reach for it. Or that you want to, or perhaps you look at the whole thing and say, yeah, it felt nice, it felt strong, but perhaps it's not worthy of you. It's a lot of feeling there. But you're right. There's a lot to be said for reality. Feelings aside, there's a lot to be said for reality. Okay. But I'm happy to see for their side they're at peace with this subject. They're at peace with the past. And, well, a part of them longs to connect to you in some way again. You know, if it's not returned, if it's not reciprocated, then it simply isn't. I know you gained new perspective. You opened up with that right away. I know. I saw. And that's like, okay, I finally accepted that perspective. It was a breaking point. Okay. Past life. Commitment. Some of you feel like you had to deal with shit like this before, reaching breaking points. Somebody's commitment or sense of commitment might have been on the line, and it could have been commitment within this. I can't commit to this, or I don't want to deepen it. There's no point in reaching for the stars. It requires too much practical commitment. I don't know, but we reached a breaking point in the past life. I see that with you too. You too, this might not have been your first rodeo. You might have come back around before, if not in this lifetime, perhaps the last, and that's if you believe in that. I don't know if I believe in it, but I do know people come back around within one lifetime. Never mind what I might think or not think about previous ones. One lifetime is enough for anybody. Sometimes we cycle around with the same folks struggling with the same damn issue. Reached a breaking point in the commitment. It got to that point where it was time to step up and really delve into this thing or back away. But we have perspective on this. Better it seems to trust reality than very strong connections or emotions. And then we had that breakthrough, not once but twice. So I want to congratulate you on that alone. That seemed to be a big thing for you. The breakthrough in the perspective, which it seemed it happened very, very recently, where you just had that moment where time stood still and everything hit you all at once. About that lover's connection, and now we're not pushing against the tower anymore. We accept the truth of it. And for you, I'm glad you had it, because if your goal really is to do a complete walk from this, emotionally, everything, then you are on your way. Okay? You are on your way. So good. Good. I want to get you into that space of peace. And this is a goal that you can obtain. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Okay? All right. Oh. Star, compass, due north, true north. Where it is you're supposed to be. Sudden wealth. I don't know about sudden, but clever. See, the cleverness of the fox concerning wealth. Some of you have just been very clever or careful, very careful with your wealth and your sense of investment, where it's going and why. There's something here about nobody wins the lottery. Nobody gets their ticket punched like that. You can't have it all. You got to pick one. Big love or the kind of earthly track of things. And you pride yourself on being very... That's exactly what it is. I believe that's you. It's either the big love, okay, or the earthly realm. It's like you can't have both. Well, I would disagree with you there, but it's your perspective. Therefore, from your point of view, this is going to be correct, okay, because it's what you believe in. And so if your actions line up to your beliefs and they work for you, who am I to say? I personally believe you can have it all. It's just knowing that can make all the difference. But I understand your point. Okay? Whatever this is seemed to emotionally fit you like a glove, but the reality of it did not. Okay. All right. CRWT. We have the medallion of Aquarius. You might have some very strong Aquarius in your chart. Could be connecting to other seasons. Might be important to you. And then we have the four-leaf clover. Touch of luck there. Touch of luck. Possibly by Aquarius season, but anyway, regardless, four-leaf clover, a little bit of luck there. Yeah. All right. I just had this inclination, this impulse to say, go get a ticket. For some of you. For some of you, go get a ticket. Whatever ticket you play, or I don't know, just take a chance on one. Maybe get a ticket. I'm not saying get lost to gambling. I'm just saying maybe you get a ticket or two. I don't know why I'm supposed to say that. I just felt like it. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.